Bellingham Bells in West Coast League Summer Collegiate Baseball. Our broadcast is brought to you by these fine sponsors: The Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Biosports Physical Therapy, Color FX, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, One Way Construction, and The Windmill. Now, let's go live to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium with NCW Live Channel Sports Director Eric Granstrom.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Eric Granstrom with you as we get ready for baseball tonight between the Wenatchee AppleSox and the Bellingham Bells. The second half of the season is underway, and the push for the playoffs is also underway. Last night, what an exciting game with Wenatchee winning on a squeeze bunt in the bottom of the ninth. They walk it off and win it 3-2, and they hope to win tonight and make the series win against Bellingham here at home this weekend. It's also bobblehead night tonight. Marco Gonzalez, who played for the Sox back in 2010, his likeness is now on a giant-headed doll here at the ballpark, and we're going to talk to Marco Gonzalez as the pregame show continues. We'll take a look at what else is happening around the West Coast League and also talk to Coach Kyle Crustangel. It's all right here as we're live from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It's the AppleSox and the Bells coming your way next on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color FX in Cashmere. Color FX offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha Frappuccinos.
A peach Red Bull.
In 3, 2, 1. The pregame show continues here on the NCW Life Channel as we get ready for the Bells and the Sox. And now talking with Coach Kyle Crustangel. Excitement last night, Coach. I know you probably would have wrapped that up, liked to have wrapped it in the 8th, but yeah, you know, there's a little squeeze playing tonight. That's fun.
Yeah, it was. You know, the guys had a good game. They defense was awesome yesterday. Obviously, we had the 2-0 lead, and you know, some of the relievers that have been lights out didn't have their best stuff. But you know, what an exciting game. Fans were in it the entire time, and yeah, I mean, to win it on a suicide squeeze is obviously, hopefully, a play that carries us for the next couple of weeks and rejuvenates the life in the dugout. So we're hoping to build off the big win yesterday and get a series win today.
My wife was learning new terms last night. She's not a baseball fan. She first learned about the cycle, because I was talking about a couple of nights ago, and then a balk, what a balk is, and then a squeeze play. So it's a learning curve for a lot of folks, but it sounds like these guys are getting the learning curve and playing some really good ball right now.
They are. I mean, about a week and a half ago, I felt like we really turned a page. You know, we're starting to play better defensively. You know, guys are able to buy in. I mean, in this league, you don't see a lot of teams like to bunt at the end, and, you know, there was never a doubt. You know, we came over during the mound visit and chatted, and Cody had a big old smile on his face, and you just knew he was going to get it down. So no, guys are playing well, and it's been a couple good days in a row. So looking for Owen to give a quality start today and hopefully wrap up a series and maybe bring out the brooms for tomorrow. We don't know yet.
Well, and that's one thing. I mean, I guess kind of every game's a playoff game, isn't it? Now you're in the second half, and you got to win the second half to get into the postseason.
Yeah, it is. It's playoff atmosphere, especially with Bellingham in town. You know, they finished second, one game out of winning the first half. So we knew that, you know, all roads for us lead through Bellingham. So what a great start, and the guys are fired up. They know the situation, and, you know, we talked to the guys. We can't look at game 27, the second half tonight. You know, it's one series at a time. So we won game 1, playing for a series today. Most guys don't even know who we played the next series. You know, be where your feet are at, and you know, you got to win each day, but certainly playoff atmosphere every single night from here on going.
Real quick, scary moment, first inning last night with one of your best players going down, touching home plate. What happened there, and what's the prognosis for Cole McKenzie?
Yeah, tough loss, and luckily there was no break. So that was the exciting part to hear. Is it's a severe sprain of the wrist. Yesterday he was coming into home on kind of the bloop hit that Harum had in the first, and touched the middle of the dish. And as soon as his spikes hit the plate, legs came out from under him and landed straight on that wrist. He had broke that wrist a couple years prior for me in JUCO ball, and I think he was really nervous. He did the same thing, but got checked out today, got an X-ray, and no break. So we're hopeful that give him some time off between now and the All-Star break, and hopefully right after the All-Star break we have him for the remainder of the summer. And we need him. He's a guy that really is a true three-hole hitter. His average speaks for himself, and even a better character guy. So I know he'll bring his leadership abilities for the next week, but we'll be excited to get him back and going.
Sounds good, Kyle. Have a good game tonight. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kyle Crustangel joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back, and we've got a special treat for you. Marco Gonzalez is going to join us on the pregame show as we continue next here on Bobblehead Night. It's the Bells and the Sox on the NCW Life channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Welcome back once again here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we get ready for this matchup between the AppleSox and the Bellingham Bells. Let's take a look at what happened last night. Cody Colden suicide squeeze in the bottom of the ninth scored Hunter Montgomery, and the Wenatchee AppleSox walked off against Bellingham by a final of 3-2.
Each time an AppleSox pitcher strikes out an opposing batter, we hang a sock on the ballpark clothesline. There's 5 socks on tonight. Washington Lottery.
Forward hit ball to the left between the gap at short and third would score a run. The 0-1, bunt put down. The Sox are going to try to win it with a suicide squeeze, and they will. Cody Colden, he comes through. It's bobbled by Garcia, and the Sox walk it off. What a win, 3-2 on a thrilling Friday night in Wenatchee.
Oh. Well, our friend Joel Norman with a call there on the AppleSox radio network as the Sox won a thriller. Didn't have to be, though. Wenatchee led 2-0 in the 8th when Bellingham scored 2 runs off reliever Cameron Summer. Wenatchee got a fantastic start out of Seth Kuykendall, who went 6 innings, allowed no runs, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, couple of walks, and no decision. AppleSox grabbed the lead in the first inning on a 2-out RBI single by Dalton Harum to score Cole McKenzie for a 1-0 lead. However, when McKenzie crossed home plate, he slipped in a freshly painted surface and went down, injuring his wrist, so he's out tonight. Wenatchee scored its second run of the game in the 7th on a sac fly to center field by Colden. That scored Cody Darcy, who led off with a single. Tonight, game 2, it's Owen Leonard getting the start for Wenatchee, who's 1-1 on the season with a 4.37 ERA. Also in the West Coast League last night, Corvallis ripped Kelowna 25-4, setting one league record and tying another. The 21-run margin of victory broke the previous mark of 19 when Ben beat Victoria in 2015. The 25 runs matches Wenatchee's run production in its 25-8 win over Yakima Valley in 2017. Andy Atwood went 3 for 5 in the game and was a home run shy of the cycle with 6 RBIs. Cowlitz got home runs from Austin Bell and Colton Skamoto in its 7-2 win over Ridgefield. Chase Medroth went 4 for 5 as Victoria scored in all but 3 innings in a 12-3 win over Bend. Baxter Halligan was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs to lead Port Angeles past Yakima Valley 4-1. In non-league play, Everett Lau's walk-off 3-run home run put Portland over the top of San Francisco Seals 5-2 in 12 innings. Also in non-league play, Chaz Martinez hit 2 of Walla Walla's 4 home runs in an 18-3 win over the U.S. Military All-Stars. Taking a look at the North standings here in the North Division, Port Angeles off to a 2-1 start in the second half. While first half winner Victoria's 3-2, the Harbor Cats punched a ticket to the postseason by winning the first North Division title in the first half. Wenatchee half game back at 2-2. Bellingham 1-2. Yakima Valley 1-3, and Kelowna still looking for its first win of the second half. In the South Division, Cowlitz unbeaten in 3 games. A game in front of first half South winner Corvallis. Portland is also a game back at 2-1. Bend at 2-2. Walla Walla 1-1, and Ridgefield 2-3. Scheduled around the West Coast League tonight, Kelowna is at Corvallis. That game's underway. Same start time for Yakima Valley and Port Angeles. They began earlier at Yakima County Stadium at 6 o'clock. Ridgefield hosting Cowlitz. Victoria at Bend, also 6:35 start times. Coming up at 7:05 in non-league play at San Francisco at Portland, and Walla Walla hosting Cascade Collegiate. Coming up next, my conversation with Marco Gonzalez, that is, on his bobblehead night here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It's next as the pregame show continues on the NCW Life channel. Former athletic director.
Pros, alignment pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Game show continues here on the NCW Life channel as the AppleSox prepare to take on the Bellingham Bells. And joining us live from Anaheim, California, we have former AppleSox pitcher Marco Gonzalez. Marco, how are you?
Hey, Eric, I'm doing great. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Hey, it's a big day for at least AppleSox fans. It's your bobblehead day at the ballpark.
That's pretty incredible. I can't believe it. This is such an honor, and obviously for a place that's so close to my heart, this is very, very cool. I'm very excited.
Now, did you ever think growing up in Fort Collins, Colorado, that you would have a day where you'd have a bobblehead that resembles your head?
I did not. I had no idea that was even a possibility, and I just it seems like quite the journey. Coming from Colorado, like you said, and making my way up to Washington, and AppleSox taking a chance on me, and it just seems like it was meant to be. It was something that worked out perfectly, and it was a great fit. I was very happy to play there. I enjoyed my time.
Now, I imagine sometimes this is a one-way street in summer collegiate ball where the town remembers the guy who came through that made the big leagues rather than the other way around. But that doesn't really sound like your case with Wenatchee.
No, absolutely not. I was very fortunate to continue on and play my college baseball at Gonzaga, just a short drive from Wenatchee, and then obviously ended up in Seattle. I have a lot of Washington roots. I'm very proud to be a native now, and someone who lives in Seattle full time, and it's very special. Something that's close to my heart. I still keep very close contact with my host family from Wenatchee, and my in-laws. My wife's family actually has a vacation home up on the Columbia, not too far from there. So we're there as often as we can be in the off season, and obviously this is something that I hope to continue to build this relationship with the town and the people that are there.
I can't imagine going back to 2010. You graduate from high school, you guys win another state championship, and then you pick up your bags and you come to probably Wenatchee, Washington, a place you never heard of before. What was it about that summer that was so special for you that rings still with you today?
I think the people that I got to share the field with, my teammates, those are guys that I'll always remember. And I was very fortunate to get to know a lot of the guys I was going to be playing with at Gonzaga. A couple guys who were transferring from JUCO, me being a high school guy, and then a couple guys who were already at Gonzaga and continuing on there. So I think building those relationships, those are some of my best friends, guys I still talk to this day. And, just enjoying a summer playing college baseball. It felt like, it felt like a dream. It felt like, what you always want to grow up and play and be in a town that just loves the AppleSox and going out, showing up on a Friday night, and there's a couple thousand people there cheering you on. It was something I'll never forget.
Now, I haven't seen the bobblehead yet for the Mariners for you. Is that going to be a follow-up? And I heard something they're talking about a Marco Polo shirt night or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know about any of the giveaways. I'm not too sure. But that would be pretty great. I think the Marco Polo idea would be pretty funny. I think it'd be a hit.
Now, speaking of memorabilia and such, did you know that there's a Marco Gonzalez Oyo Sports MLB minifigure? It kind of looks like Lego-ish.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Well, you can find that online. It's $12.99 if you want to buy one for yourself.
Of course.
Now, have you seen the bobblehead that they're handing out at the ballpark tonight?
I did. I've seen a couple pictures, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised. It kind of resembles me a little bit. You never know with a bobblehead how it's going to come out, but it looks pretty great, and it brings me back to those old Wenatchee jerseys and all the great memories, obviously.
Now, with your current club, you had to switch your jersey number this year from your 32 when Jay Bruce came to town. Now, Jay Bruce has left. Have you thought about trying to get 32 back, or are you okay with 7?
7 was my college number at Gonzaga, and something that I thought I kind of identified with, right away. When I was growing up, I had a teammate who died of cancer, and he was number 7. And ever since then, I've always wanted to wear it to honor him. And I got the chance to do it at Gonzaga, and I think, when I came there, it kind of turned into something, it kind of gave me an identity, and it kind of made me into the player that I am today. And so I think it's more than just the number. I think it's the person that I've been throughout this journey, and it reminds me of where I come from and who I am.
That was my next question. How do you stay grounded with everything that has happened and all the blessings that you've had in your life?
I mean, this is just baseball. To me, it's just another game. It's another field. It will never be bigger than that for me. I think, as long as I get to lace them up and put on a jersey, I'm going to be very thankful and grateful for this opportunity. But I'm also grateful I have a lot of close friends and family who have stuck by my side and supported me through everything. And, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And so, it's all for the people who have supported me along the way, and I think that's a big help in that.
Any message for AppleSox fans who are just loving the fact that you're having such success with Seattle and wherever your major league career will go?
Wenatchee will always be very close to my heart. I'll make it back hopefully once a year if I can to say hello and visit with the folks there. And my best wishes to everyone in town, and go Sox.
Well, we'll make sure and get you your own version of your own bobblehead, okay?
I appreciate that.
Okay. Marco, thanks, and best of luck the rest of the season with the Mariners.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
Welcome back once again to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Just about ready for baseball. Let's take a look at the lineups. Here's first for the Wenatchee AppleSox, as announced by their manager Kyle Crustangel, with a record of 14-17 overall. The AppleSox 2-2 in the second half of the season. Batting first, playing at second base, will be Coldy Colden. Batting second in right field, Ryan Altenberger. Batting third, left fielder Johnny Sage. Batting cleanup will be center fielder Dalton Harum, getting the start in center for Cole McKenzie. Batting fifth will be first baseman Blake Clausen. Batting sixth will be the shortstop, Cody Darcy. Boy, he's been ripping the ball here as of late. Batting seventh will be third baseman Brett Gillis. Batting eighth, the catcher Dylan McPhillips. And batting ninth will be the designated hitter Jason Hereda, the sophomore out of Seattle University. Meanwhile, for the Bellingham Bells, as announced by their manager here tonight, with a record of 17-13. Overall, they're 1-2 in the second half, as announced by their head coach Bob Miller. He's assisted by Jim Clem, Jake Whistler, and Adam Gieslin. The starting lineup is as follows. Center fielder Guthrie Morrison will bat first. Batting second is shortstop Colin Burns. Batting third will be right fielder Jordan Voyevich. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter Jack Mactoff. Batting fifth, left fielder Cole Hinkleman. Batting sixth, first baseman Derek Marshall. Batting seventh will be third baseman Troy Viola. Batting eighth, the catcher Danny Martin. And batting ninth will be second baseman Jake Gentry. On the mound, getting the start for the Wenatchee AppleSox here tonight will be Cole Tucker, the 5'10", 175-pound senior from UC Riverside. Cole on the season with no record and a 6.75 earned run average. Actually, I'm sorry about that. That was the starter for Bellingham. The starter for Wenatchee tonight is Owen Leonard, a 6', 190-pound senior from Washington State University. Leonard with a record of 1-1 and a 4.37 ERA. We're just about ready for baseball. The umpires tonight behind home plate calling balls and strikes will be Brandon Hargis, and the base umpire is Alex Salterio, as we get ready for the first pitch tonight here on the NCW Life Channel, and it's in there for a strike, and the first pitch is across the knees to Guthrie Morrison, the 6'5", 170-pound junior from Gonzaga, originally from Seattle, steps into the right-handed batter's box. Bellingham with their black uniform tops tonight. This pitch is high and inside, and I believe it hit him. I guess it ticked the top of his helmet, so we have a hit batsman on our first batter. So Morrison will trot down to first base, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Colin Burns. Exciting win for the AppleSox last night as they got up early 2-0. They scored in the first and scored in the seventh, but then gave two back in the eighth, and that required some heroics in the ninth, both on the defense and the offense. Here's a bunt back to the mound. Quickly off to his left is Leonard, and he'll field and throw over, so the sacrifice bunt is successfully executed by Colin Burns to move Morrison down to second base. And if you take a look at what happened last night in that game, you think, well, probably another low-scoring affair could be possible here tonight, as that'll bring up right fielder Jordan Voyevich. The 6'1", 190-pound sophomore from Oklahoma is stepping in here for Bellingham. Voyevich in last night's game went 1 for 3 in the contest and scored Bellingham's second run, as they scored 2 in the eighth on a couple of walks and a hit batsman. Things kind of ran off the rails for the Sox closer in last night's game, but Wenatchee able to get some bottom of the ninth heroics on a squeeze bunt in the bottom of the ninth to win it. This pitch misses high and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count here on Voyevich. Voyevich on the season batting .287 with 1 home run and 17 RBIs for Bellingham. In the left-handed batter's box, way in the back of the box. Runner at second base in scoring position. Curveball here misses away for ball 3. Good crowd on hand here tonight for bobblehead night as we celebrate former AppleSox Marco Gonzalez. Guthrie Morrison out at second base. Got aboard being hit by a pitch on the first batter. Moved to second on a sac bunt, and now ball 4 is issued here to Voyevich. And he's a pretty good batter, so not too bad to be careful with Voyevich at the plate. That'll bring up the DH, Jack Machtoff. So quite a bit different than last night's ball game, where the starter Seth Kuykendall, who was stellar in 6 innings, got a no decision last night. Kind of mowed through the order for Bellingham. Machtoff steps in the left-handed batter's box with runners at first and second, infield playing at double play depth. The fastball here got away from the catcher, and the runners will move up 90 feet on a pass ball. Hit his glove and then squirts out. Dylan McPhillips can't squeeze it. And so the runners move up. And that's ball 1 to Machtoff. Machtoff on the season hitting .308 with 18 RBIs and 1 home run. And he'll take this pitch high and away, and so a rough start here for the AppleSox Owen Leonard. Leonard has pitched 12 1/3, has 15 strikeouts on the season, the ERA at 4.38. Took a little momentary step off the back of the rubber for himself to collect himself here, as it's now 2-0 with runners at second and third and 1 out. Pitch to the plate is across but high for ball 3. So Machtoff probably going to take all the way here. Our broadcast on the NCW Light Channel brought to you by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment. Online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. This pitch finally gets across the knees for a strike, and it's now 3-1 on Jack Machtoff. Machtoff out of Spokane, playing for his hometown Gonzaga Bulldogs. And a 3-1 pitch is a strike called on the outside corner. The count runs full to Machtoff with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cole Hankelman waiting on deck. The AppleSox would love to get a strikeout right here. Keep those runners stranded at second and third, at least to get the second out. Help the infield breathe a little easier. The 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on, popped up, and it is foul territory but playable, and a catch made by Brett Gillis in foul territory for the second out. Huge out there for Owen Leonard, and with 2 down, that'll bring up the left fielder Cole Hankelman. Hankelman, pretty big kid, 6'4", 215 pounds, freshman out of Stanford. Hankelman came in a pinch hit role last night and was hit by a pitch in the 8th inning, as it was a rough outing last night for Cameron Summer. And the first pitch is across the knees to a strike to Cole Hankelman. 0-1 the count. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Life Channel and our stream tonight on Facebook, as we're sharing the Facebook feed with the AppleSox Facebook page. And this pitch is taken for a strike, and the count 0-2 quickly on Cole Hankelman. Well, kind of rattling early for Owen Leonard, but now he's a strike away from getting out of this inning unscathed. The right-hander looks in for the sign from Dylan McPhillips. Didn't like the first 2. Now it likes this one, and the pitch to the plate is a curveball missing high and away for ball 1. AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel, also brought to you by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street, right across from the college here at Wenatchee Valley College. So 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled back, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Second of our 4 broadcasts of AppleSox baseball here live on the NCW Life Channel. It takes a considerable effort to get everything in place, cameras and cables and everything else. So we appreciate our crew being part of it here tonight. The 1-2 pitch on the way is strike 3 called. Gone looking is Hankelman, and what a job by Owen Leonard to get the final out and keep the Bells at bay. We'll take a break and come back. Bottom of the first on the way. No score for Bellingham. The Sox are due up next. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
You've been watching a special...
Everything good, Tucker? Okay, awesome.
Car care in Wenatchee, and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers
We're following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Welcome back to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, along with a cast of thousands. Eric Grantster with you here on the NCW Live Channel. I don't know if we got thousands, but we might be bumping near an actual 1,000 in the stands tonight, with it being bobblehead night. The Marco Gonzalez bobblehead. If you haven't seen it, I know Dan's got one over there by the cameras. Let's see. I don't know if you probably. Oh, we got mine stuck to the table, so we can't do that. But bobblehead night, good crowd on hand, and we appreciate you watching us here on Facebook. I'm looking at the Facebook feed here too on my laptop. So if you want to say hi, I'll say hi to you. If you're watching us on AppleSox Facebook page or on the NCW Life Facebook page. As we head to the bottom of the first, it'll be Cody Colden, Ryan Altenberger, and Johnny Sage due up here for Wenatchee against Cole Tucker, the 5'10", 175-pounder senior out of UC Riverside. Pitches from the right side with a 6.75 earned run average. He's been out of the bullpen so far for Bellingham. This is his first start. And Cody Colden steps in. The first pitch to him is across for a strike in the count 0-1 on Colden. Colden on the season for Wenatchee batting .229. He has 5 RBIs. He's 14 for 61. Cody played large in that game last night with the walk-off in the ninth. This pitch misses low for ball 1, 1-1 to count. Again, our umpires, Brandon Hargis is behind home plate. Alex Salterio is out on the base paths. They switch up from last night, where Salterio was behind the plate calling balls and strikes. 1-1 to count, working from the stretch. This pitch swung on and hit the right center field. It's going to drop down for extra bases, go all the way to the wall. Stumbling around first, heading for second. Colden going to have to hold up there. I think if he doesn't stumble after he goes around the bag at first, he might be able to get into third on that one, as the ball rolled all the way out to the Les Schwab sign out there in right field. So the Sox with a leadoff double. And that'll bring up right fielder Ryan Altenberger. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Color Effects, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color Effects at 509-470-9586. Altenberger, who was a designated hitter, leadoff spot in last night's game, steps in. The first pitch to him misses low for ball 1 on a fastball. 1-0. Altenberger finished the ball game last night 0 for 3 with a fly out, ground out, and also a strikeout. So Ryan looking for his first base hit against Bellingham here in the series. Game 2 of 3. They'll play it again tomorrow here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. This pitch is a fastball missing just outside for ball 2. 2-0 to Ryan Altenberger with a duck on the pond out there for the AppleSox, as Colden with a leadoff double out at second base. Kind of a hazy, sunny sky here in the Wenatchee Valley. Temperatures were in the upper 80s today here. This pitch swung on and popped up. It's going to get to the outfield, so not an infield fly rule, even though the second baseman out there calling for it. Now the center fielder will take over. Morrison comes in and makes the catch. So F8, the official put out there. And Colden, that play right behind him, so he perches on the bag at second, holds right there. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Johnny Sage. So Sage, a 5'10", 185-pound senior from Purdue, will step into the left-handed batter's box. Johnny, in last night's ball game for the AppleSox, had a pretty good night at the plate, going 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. And steps up here with Cody Colden, hoping to get him to pick him up out there at second base. Tucker, a couple looks back at the bag, and the ball is low. The runner from second goes, and he's in there safe with a head-first slide. And a nice deke move by Troy Viola, the third baseman, looking out towards left field, trying to get the runner to think that maybe that ball got past him. But in safely with a head-first slide on a wild pitch is Cody Colden, and Johnny Sage now has the count in his favor, 1-0, and now just a fly ball to the outfield. Should score a run for Wenatchee. AppleSox scored first last night against Bellingham with a run in that first inning. Pitch to the plate, tying away for ball 2. 2-1 the count. So a lot of pitches thrown here early by Cole Tucker, the right-hander out of UC Riverside. Infield back in the middle, up on the corners. Sage is ready, and here's the pitch to him. It's a fastball taking all the way for strike one is Johnny Sage. AppleSox come in with a record of 2-2 in the second half of the North Division standings. Victoria punching its ticket with a win in the first half of the season as they break it into two halves. The 2-1 pitch to the plate, swung on a missed, and Sage out in front of that off-speed pitch, and the count now even to Johnny at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Victoria already assured itself of a postseason spot by winning the first half, and now Wenatchee will have to win the second half or finish second to Victoria in the second half. I believe that's how that works, to get a shot to get to the postseason. This pitch misses outside. It's now full on Sage, and 3 balls and 2 strikes. Colden at third base got aboard on a leadoff double, moved to third on a wild pitch. That's where he stands right now, 90 feet away from giving the AppleSox an early lead here. The 3-2 pitch swung on and chopped foul behind the plate and ricochets off the backstop on the first base side. And the bat boy will come out and scamper after that one. Had a discussion with my wife Marion last night of whether you call it a bat boy or a ball boy. Seems they chase balls more than they do bats. And the on-deck hitter usually picks up the bats. So this pitch swung on and grounded through to the second baseman. Only play is the first, third in the dugout. So Sage will go down to second, and scoring the first run is Cody Colden, and the AppleSox lead at 1-0. So E4 on the throw by Jake Gentry. He's the newest addition in a Bellingham uniform. And we certainly saw the adjustments that the Wenatchee players had to make here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. That was just a plain old throwing error there. So runner at second, still only 1 out, 1 run in, and that'll bring up center fielder Dalton Harum. The first pitch to him is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Have to turn the audio off on our feed from Facebook because I'm hearing myself in my ear somewhere. I was like, where is that coming from? Oh, there it is. Hello to Marlo Abrahams Dickerson saying go AppleSox. This pitch taken, fastball inside for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Busy day of doing house projects and now chilling, watching some AppleSox baseball. Hello, Eric Brown. Thanks for watching us on Facebook here tonight. 1-1 to count. Runner at second in scoring position. 1 run in for Wenatchee. And the pitch to the plate swung on, and that took a piece of the catcher and the umpire all in one fell swoop. Knocked both their masks askew, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Dalton Harum. Harum on the season for Wenatchee, hitting .250 with 10 for 40 on the season. 1 home run, 10 RBIs. Got a home run a couple of weeks ago. Thought that might just kind of get things going for him, but Dalton still looking for his swing. 1-2 the count to him with a runner at second. 1 out for Wenatchee. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Shaking off the sign is Cole Tucker. Now always working from the stretch. Tucker checks the runner at second. Pitch to the plate on the way. Curveball swung on and a fly ball to right center. Should be a easy play for Jordan Voyevich out there. Tagging at second and scampering, standing up into third base is Johnny Sage on the play. So F9 on the putout. That's the second out for Wenatchee, and that'll bring up first baseman Blake Klassen. AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life channel, brought to you by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Boy, I really wanted to thank Marco Gonzalez for taking the time to join me on the pregame show. We'll get that posted on our website too at ncwlife.com. Fun interview with Marco. It's Marco Gonzalez bobblehead night tonight, and a good turnout to support the AppleSox and his former team, as Marco, now the #1 pitcher for the Seattle Mariners on the road. He talked to me earlier today from the clubhouse in Anaheim, and that was just fun to get a chance to talk to Marco. 1-0 the count to Klassen, and he'll take ball 2 high and away. A lot of pitches for Cole Tucker here in this first inning. One in, one on, 2 outs, and a 2-0 pitch is a little bit outside, I guess, and the count goes to 3-0. So we're live on NCW Life channel, channel 12 here locally on LocalTel, channel 19 on Charter Cable. Over the air at 43.1, and a walk given here to Blake Klassen on 3, make that 4 straight pitches. So how about that? And that'll bring up shortstop Cody Darcy. Boy, Darcy, you talk about a guy who's swinging a hot bat right now. He was 3 for 3 2 nights ago with 7 RBIs. He was a double shy of the cycle. He ended up getting that double, but last night, as he was 3 for 3 last night with a double and 2 singles and a run scored. So if you want a guy up to maybe cash in the register, this is the guy to do it right now. The 6'2", 185-pound sophomore from Xavier steps in the right-handed batter's box, as Tucker will check the runner at third, and the pitch to the plate swung on at a fly ball, and this should be right at the right fielder Jordan Voyevich, as the wind kind of takes him back all the way to the warning track, but he will make the catch for the out. So Wenatchee gets 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men are left on. We'll head to the second. It's 1-0 Wenatchee. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee. When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Welcome back once again here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we head to the top of the second inning, and it will be the number 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for Bellingham. Derek Marshall, Troy Viola, and Danny Martin. Marshall, the first baseman, will step in first here to face Owen Leonard, who got himself out of a big jam in that first inning. His curveball here misses low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Derek Marshall. Marshall is I mean, he's built like a brick, you know what. I mean, this guy 6'2", 230, and he just looks like he could just wink and have the ball go over the fence. The count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. The first baseman out of L.A. plays for New Mexico, Derek Marshall. He'll swing and foul tip this one into the glove of the catcher, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Marshall. Marshall in last night's ball game was 2 for 4 with a double, a single, and an RBI, as Bellingham scored 2 runs to tie it up in the 8th inning. The 1-2 pitch here is missing high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Donnie Schultz, hello, welcome. Thanks for watching us here on the NCW Life Facebook page. This pitch swung on, or no, he didn't swing at all. He just watched it go by for strike 3. And the first out of the second is a bookend to the final out to the first. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Owen Leonard, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Troy Viola. 6'2", 210-pound junior from San Jose State, originally from Bend, Washington. Troy Viola stepping in. Another big fella up there in the right-handed batter's box for Bellingham. Fastball across the knees for a strike from Leonard. 0-1 the count. We'll have to pull up the AppleSox Facebook feed as well and make sure we're over on that one as well. This pitch swung on and fouled into the netting on the first base side. So quickly ahead is Leonard at 0-2. Danny Martin waiting on deck. One down, nobody on here in the second. And this pitch misses high for a ball. 1-2 the count. Love it when pitchers try to get those batters to go after some high cheese when they're ahead in the count. Don't give them anything to hit. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, and a nice bender there from Owen Leonard. And 2 up, 2 down the story here in this one. And that'll bring up Danny Martin, the catcher. Martin came in and finished last night's ball game defensively as the backstop for Bellingham. 5'10", 180-pound freshman from this pitch swung on, ripped foul down the first baseline as he was behind that fastball. 0-1 the count. From Stetson University. Now, somebody's going to have to do some research on Stetson University. Does everybody get a hat with admission? I know, it's the location, it's not the hat, but sounded good. 1-1 the count here to Martin, and this pitch misses for a ball. Didn't miss by much. The count 2-1 now on Danny Martin, the catcher for Bellingham. Third man up here with 2 down in the second. Wenatchee leads it 1-0. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. And a check swing at the plate by Martin. The ball fouled away, and the count remains, or now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield straightaway and center, both right and left playing away from the lines here. Swing and a miss, and how about Owen Leonard? Strikes out the side on bobblehead night, celebrating a guy who likes to throw strikeouts as well, Marco Gonzalez. We'll take a break and come back. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel. Through an inning and a half, it's Wenatchee 1, Bellingham 0.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Yes, it is Marco Gonzalez bobblehead night tonight here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Thank you. You know, and that's something somebody was asking me. They went, well, the heads don't bobble very much. You just got to kind of wiggle them a little bit more. Well, they start with a tight spring in there, so it'll take, you know, a little while for the head to adjust, if you will. As we adjust to a lovely Saturday night here in the Wenatchee Valley, not much adjustment needed as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Wenatchee leading at 1-0. Brett Gillis will start things off. Third baseman for the AppleSox steps in here with Cole Tucker throwing a lot of pitches in that first inning. The first pitch high and off the glove of the catcher here, going to the backstop. 1-0 the count on Brett Gillis. 6'2", 190-pound sophomore from the University of Portland, originally from Everett. Gillis on the season, batting .326 for Wenatchee. He'll take this pitch across for a strike, 1-1 to count. Gillis limited playing time, 49 at bats, 16 for 49 is Gillis on the season. And the pitch here misses high for a ball. 2-1 to count to the leadoff man here for the AppleSox in the second, with Wenatchee on top 1-0. The 2-1 pitch from Tucker on the way, high and inside, almost hit him in the noggin. Somehow is able to quickly spin away from that one, so the count goes to 3-1. Dylan McPhillips, Jason Hereda also due up here for Wenatchee in the second frame as they face Cole Tucker. Game 2 of the 3-game set here this weekend for the Wenatchee and Bellingham, and this pitch high for ball 4. So the second walk given up here in the last 3 batters faced by Cole Tucker, and that'll bring up catcher Dylan McPhillips. Up there's, I don't know if that's Blake's mom or not. Ari Klassen watching from SoCal. Go AppleSox, watching our feed here on the Facebook stream. So Ari, welcome. Thanks for watching. Kid's doing great up here. This pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Dylan McPhillips. Catcher for Wenatchee tonight, 5'6", 167 pounds. Yeah, 5'6", 167 pounds. See, it doesn't matter in baseball how big you are, just make it happen. Really, a catcher that's 5'6", I'm telling you, that's an advantage, because he doesn't have to crush his knees to get down there behind home plate. 2-0 the count to McPhillips, standing in the right-handed batter's box. Also beneficial because his strike zone is smaller at the plate. Sox with a runner aboard, nobody out here in the second. This pitch is a strike called and a snap throw down to first, not in time to get Brick Gillis down there. Count goes to 2-1 on McPhillips. Good snap throw by Danny Martin, the catcher for Bellingham. Swipe of a tag by Derek Marshall over at first base. Lead at first by Gillis. 2-1 the count to McPhillips. And Tucker takes a peek over his shoulder at the runner at first and will toss that way. Just thinking possibly Wenatchee might have something going there with the gap in the infield to the right as the first baseman keeps the runner on the bag right up until the pitch. And the second baseman, Gentry, shading over towards the bag at second. There's a big gap there. This pitch swung on and fouled back, and a count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel, brought to you by One Way Construction, a premier custom home builder and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. Online at onewayconstructionnw.com. 2-2 the count. Nobody out, 1 on for Wenatchee, leading at 1-0 here over Bellingham. We're in the bottom of the second. And the 2-2 pitch from Tucker on the way to McPhillips, swung on and popped up shallow center. Could be trouble. Backing up the shortstop. He will make the play. And the out recorded there.
Now coming to bat, designated
for 1 out. Gillis holds pat at first base, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Jason Hereda. 5'11", 180-pound sophomore from the Seattle University, originally from Glendale, Arizona. I think we've had a few players come from that Glendale area of Arizona to play for the Wenatchee AppleSox over the 20 years now of baseball here on the Wenatchee Valley Summer Collegiate Baseball. Hereda steps in, and the pitch is a little outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. So if you're watching on the Facebook stream, say a how-do, and I'll say a how-do back. Website stream also on ncwlife.com. The runner from first goes. The pitch swung on and hit just foul. Just foul. Just ticked over the outside of the third base bag. Little run and hit there for Wenatchee. So Gillis will have to retreat to the bag at first, and the count will go 1-1 to Jason Hereda. Hereda only 10 plate appearances for Wenatchee this season. He's got 3 hits in those 10 plate appearances and has taken advantage of it. 1 home run and 4 RBIs for Hereda on the season. So not a lot of playing time, but he's made it count. Gillis leaning towards the bag at first. The pitch bounces off the plate. It ricochets off the catcher and easily down to second base on a wild pitch goes Brent Gillis. So they get the job done of getting a runner in scoring position, and the count goes to 2-1 on Herrera. Cody Colden waiting on deck. He scored Wenatchee's first run after he got a board on a leadoff double back last inning in the first. So now if Herrera can find a placement perfectly for the ball with speed out there at second and Brett Gillis, Wenatchee would plate its second run. This pitch, a fastball missing away for ball 3. 3-1 to count. Well, an interesting night, and I didn't talk to Marco Gonzalez in our pregame interview today about the game last night in Anaheim for Seattle. Mariners were no hit last night, lost 13-0 to the Angels. But I imagine that was an emotional night for both teams involved in that one. Swing and a foul back by Herrera, and the count runs full now at 3-2 strikes. They were celebrating the memory of Tyler Skaggs, who tragically died on the 1st of July. A pitcher for Anaheim in last night's game. I say Anaheim, the Los Angeles Angels. And it was their first game back after his death last night. Happened to be against Seattle. Pitch here is a, boy, that didn't look like it missed by much, but ball 4 called by the umpire. And that'll put runners at first and second. Back to the top of the order for second baseman Cody Colden. As I mentioned, a double and a run scored in his first at bats back in the first inning. We're in the second. Wenatchee up 1-0, trying to add to it here as they battle the Bells of Bellingham. But they had Tyler Skaggs' family there last night. His mother threw out the ceremonial first pitch. I mean, the emotions were just thick. And the Angels scored, 5 runs in the first inning. That pitch almost hit Colden, and a count 1-0. So I guess if you're going to have your favorite team be no hit, then I would say, okay, be no hit on a night like that when the other team has such an emotional game. And then after the game's over, all the players, by the way, in the game wore number 45 jersey number in honor of Tyler Skaggs. A swing and a miss here by Colden. Count even at 1-1 strike. And then afterwards, they all shed the jerseys and piled them up all around the mound. You talk about emotion after a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter. And get this, the combined no-hitter was the first thrown in the state of California since July 11th of 1991, the day that Tyler Skaggs was born. I mean, you talk about, yeah, I mean, come on. It was meant to be. Swing and a foul there by Colden, and the count goes to a 2 strikes. So I didn't talk to Marco about that today, but I mean, you could just imagine if you're the Mariners, I mean, how in the world do you play, you know, when you've got all that emotion running thick on the other side of the ball, of the yard. This pitch swung on the ground to the third baseman. They'll throw to second for 1, and the juggle on the relay, so no throw to first. Runners are safe at the corners. Colden gets aboard on a fielder's choice. 6-4.
Right fielder, right, Altenberger.
Gillis gets down to third base. Herrera is erased for the second out. That'll bring up right fielder Ryan Altenberger. Ryan 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center in the first for Wenatchee's first out of the ball game. Last night, Altenberger 0 for 3. So again, still looking for his first hit against Bellingham in the series. 2 out, 2 on, 1-0 Wenatchee lead. And Cole Tucker battling here for Bellingham. They have a right-hander warming up down in the bullpen. And the pitch to the plate is in there for a cold strike, and the count 0-1 on Ryan Altenberger. Again, I keep hearing my own voice feeding back in my ear here. It's because my laptop in front of me is feeding the audio of our game stream on Facebook. The 0-1 pitch low and away, and the runner from first will go. Kind of a delay. Now we got a rundown. Now the runner from third comes home. He scores and safe. Getting up from second, heading down to third. The throw will be in time, and we'll get the runner at third base. So Colden is out there But a little double steal attempt works for Wenatchee. Gillis will come home and score. And the out recorded at third base, and that'll do it for Wenatchee. But they do get a run in without the benefit of a base hit and lead it 2-0. We'll head to the top of the third. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as an automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Live channel. Eric Grandstrom with you on this lovely Saturday night. The first pitch here is swung on and a high fly ball deep to right field, and that is gone. A home run by Jake Gentry, the newest addition to Bellingham's lineup, says, hello, let's start the third, and a home run to right field. We do have the winds blowing out to right field here tonight. So Bellingham's first run of the ball game comes via the home run off of Owen Leonard, and that'll bring up the third base or center fielder Guthrie Morrison.
Guthrie Morrison.
And that, by the way, was the first hit given up by Owen Leonard in the game. Pitch is swung on here and fouled into the dugout on the third base side. 0-1 the count to Morrison. Colin Burns on deck here for the Bells. Wenatchee 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors. Now this bounces in for a ball. 1-1 the count to Guthrie Morrison. Bellingham 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. That's your line score here tonight. By the way, hello to everybody that's watching on our Facebook feed right now. Swung on and fouled back, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Hello to Juan Hernandez. Hello, Juan. Thanks for watching our stream here on NCW Live channel on the Facebook page. 1-2 the count to Guthrie Morrison. Second man up here in the third inning for Bellingham. This pitch high and outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Owen Leonard struck out the side. He struck out 4 so far in the ball game, but the first pitch here in the third goes over the right field fence. This pitch misses high for ball 3, so now he's gone full to Morrison. Morrison, in his first plate appearance, was hit by a pitch on the second pitch of the game, and it looked like Owen was going to really have some problems in the first, but worked out of it. This pitch high for ball 4.
The third inning is
so the second walk given up by Owen Leonard here in the game.
You can have the world.
That'll bring up shortstop Colin Burns. Colin with a sacrifice bunt in his first plate appearance. That came back to Owen Leonard, fielded it nicely, and was able to get him out at first base. So Colin Burns, we'll see if he puts the bunt down again here. This pitch misses high and inside, doesn't have to. The pitch goes all the way to the backstop on a wild pitch. Down to second goes Guthrie Morrison. So not what you want to see if you're Kyle Crustangel, the manager for the AppleSox, getting a 2-run lead against a very potent Bellingham team, and now rattling here in the third. 1-0 the count to Burns with a runner now in scoring position. That represents the tying run. High with a fastball here, and suddenly Owen Leonard is having a hard time finding the strike zone. 2-1 our score. Top of the third inning, nobody out. Runner at second is Guthrie Morrison after a leadoff home run by Jake Gentry. And a 2-0 pitch from Leonard after checking the runner a couple of times a second. Make it 3 checks back there. A curveball in for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. We're talking about Marco Gonzalez, Mariner now, former AppleSox in 2010. Quite a few former AppleSox players have made it to the bigs. Curveball here swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Long run for center fielder. Harem's able to track it down and make the catch on the run for the first out. Good job by Dalton Harem out there. 1 down in the third will bring up Jordan Voyevich. Let's see, you got Blaine Hardy, who played for Detroit, played for the AppleSox back in 2006. Pat Valeka with the Colorado Rockies, played for the Sox in 2011. Griffin Canning played for the Sox in 2014. He is with the Angels. And Keston Hiura played with the Wenatchee in 2015, now with the Milwaukee Brewers. So 1 down, 1 aboard, and the first pitch to Voyevich is taken for a strike. 0-1 to Jordan Voyevich. He got a board in the first on a walk, got as far as second base, and that was it. 2-1 our score. And the pitch by Leonard, curveball missing for ball 1. See that Leonard was missing with his fastballs, so has gone quite a few off-speed pitches here, maybe feeling a little more comfortable with the benders. They can get that in for a strike. 1-1 the counts to Voyevich. Dangerous hitter at the plate. Pitch to the plate, swung on and ripped to the second baseman, goes off his glove, ricochets into center field, rounding third and heading for home. Scoring on the play, Guthrie Morrison, and a attempt at a tag at first. If Klassen gets the tag right, the runner at first is out. That's a base hit for Voyevich, give him an RBI. As that was a well-struck ball off the back of the glove of Cody Colden. He really had no shot at that one. And it took a wide turn at first, and they almost gunned him down. If Klassen can get the glove over there, they got him out. But Voyevich at first base. 2 runs are in. The game's tied at 2 as Jack Machtoff will now step in here for Bellingham. Machtoff popped foul out to third baseman Brett Gillis in his first plate appearance in the first. This pitch swung on and chopped foul. And look out to our camera crew over there on the first base dugouts. Count 0-1 on Jack Machtoff. So quite a few former Wenatchee AppleSox made it to the bigs. So you just never know who you're going to see here in Wenatchee. This pitch is in there for a strike. The count 0-2 to Jack Machtoff. So you just don't know, the guys wearing the red, white, and blue out there, which of these players could be someday playing Major League Baseball. That's the dream. And they continue it here with Summer League Baseball in the Wenatchee Valley and many, many cities across the country. This pitch misses low and away for a ball. 1-2 to Machtoff. Machtoff batting .308. That wind blowing out to right. You look at the flag out there in left center field, and it's definitely gusting to right field here. This pitch swung on a ground to second. The throw to short for 1 out. The relay to first in time. Double play. Colden to Darcy to Klassen. 4-6-3. Twin killing. Pitcher's best friend, but Bellingham does get 2 runs. On 2 hits, nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the third, all tied at 2. You're watching Wenatchee AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
You're watching AppleSox baseball here on the NCW Live channel. Eric Granstrom with you as we head to the bottom of the third inning. We have a new pitcher out of the mound for Bellingham. He's wearing number 13. However, there's not a 13 on their roster. And I'm going to have to refer to their roster online here, which probably isn't going to help me much either because they don't have the numbers. Oh, they do have the numbers online. Here we go. Cole Galvano. So Cole, they went from one Cole to another. Cole Tucker's night is done. He went 2 innings, allowed 1 run on 1 hit. That was an earned run. So now the new pitcher, Cole Galvano, a 6'2", 195-pounder, redshirt freshman at the University of Washington, originally from Newcastle. And his last name, Galvagno. So here we go with the new pitcher on the mound as Ryan Altenberger is up once again. Altenberger, a fly out to center field in the first, and he'll step up here to lead things off in the third. Game tied at 2, so a new ball game, and the first pitch is in there for a strike from Galvagno. The 0-1 pitch is bouncing in off of the plate and off the glove of the catcher, and the count evens down to Altenberger at 1 ball and 1 strike. Our AppleSox broadcast tonight brought to you in part by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529. Nearly falling down after that delivery to the plate was Galvagno, and he misses for ball 2, 2-1 to count. So Cole Galvagno. This pitch swung on and missed and evens the count to Altenberger at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No numbers on Galvagno this season for Bellingham. So apparently just getting his feet wet here for the Bells. This pitch swung on and fouled almost off of the right lead foot of Altenberger. Just barely missed it. Skips into the nets, protecting the fans over on the first base side. And the count even to Altenberger at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 ball game. First batter here in the third. And Galvagno again, a swing and a foul at the plate by Altenberger as he was ahead of that one, but stays alive at 2-2. They did give an error to Wenatchee in that last half inning that helped Bellingham get a couple of scores across. This pitch misses outside for ball 3. 3-2 the count to Ryan Altenberger. Quite a few pitches thrown by the opener tonight here for Bellingham, as Cole Tucker will have a no decision tonight. This pitch swung on a chop foul again at the first baseline. So Altenberger staying alive. Good at bat here to lead off the inning and also give his teammates plenty of looks here at the new man on the mound, Galvagno. Left-hander looks in, gets the sign. And the pitch by Galvagno is a check swing. Did he go around, or is it ball 4? The ball went off the catcher, and the throw down to first base is not in time, or is it? He pulled his foot. The throw was high. The first baseman came off the bag, so if that's a strikeout with a ball getting away from the catcher, he should be safe at first base. And I would recommend that they appeal down to the home plate umpire on that one. So it should have been strike 3, and it's a 2-3 put-out right now. But they're going to have the Alex Salterio, the base umpire, confer with the home plate umpire, Brandon Hargis, after Hargis gets some new balls from our bat boy here tonight. And safe at first base after they appeal, and that is the right call. So now the manager for Bellingham is going to come out and have a few words. And he was very vociferous last night in the game. In fact, I would have, if I would have been home plate umpire last night, I would have threw him out of the game last night because he was arguing balls and strikes for several middle innings. And now Bob Miller wants to go have a few words. And this is the man who was behind the plate last night, Alex Salterio, who took an earful from Miller last night when he was behind the plate calling balls and strikes, and Miller didn't like half of the calls he made, and now Miller really doesn't like this one now and is challenging him out there on the mound. So Miller has his say, and now will retreat into the first base dugout,
Once again,
much to the chagrin of Bellingham fans. We have a runner at first base in Ryan Altenberger, nobody out, and that'll bring up left fielder Johnny Sage. And that was something I made a mental note of last night with Salterio behind the plate and Miller just riding him all night long. And that sets it up because you have the same umpires for all 3 games of the series. And without giving him a warning, even just a warning last night, it kind of set the stage for Miller and what he feels he can do with that umpire for the rest of the series. Now the 1-0 pitch is a check swing. He went around. The runner from first goes down to second on a pitch in the dirt. So Altenberger will wind up at second on a wild pitch and account a ball and a strike to Sage on the swing and miss. So a runner in scoring position again for Wenatchee as they plated a run in the first on a double and then an error on the second baseman. So that was not an earned run against Cole Tucker. A run came in the second on a walk and a fielder's choice. Now the 1-1 count to Johnny Sage, low and outside on the pitch. Goes to 2-1. So an interesting game so far here for the umpire crew as well as the combatants at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 2-1 the count on Johnny Sage, who got aboard on an error his last at bat. This pitch goes all the way to the backstop and easily down to third goes Altenberger on another wild pitch. So Cole Gavano having a difficult time on the mound right now. Johnny Sage, meanwhile, looking at an RBI chance with a runner at third base. Wind blowing out to right field, although the breeze has halted for just a moment. Left-hander with a big breath, and the delivery to the plate is bouncing in again. Another great stop by the catcher. Here comes the runner from third. He'll score! And no play at home, and down to first base goes Johnny Sage. And Altenberger gets aboard on the high throw by the catcher. He moves to second on a wild pitch, moves to third on a wild pitch, and then scores on a wild pitch. Sox retake the lead 3-2. That'll bring up center fielder Dalton Harum as Bellingham's bullpen becomes suddenly active. Almost like you kicked a bee's nest down there, and here they come flying out all over the place. Harum in the right-handed batter's box. And the pitch to the plate by Galvano is a swing and a foul back. Strike one to Dalton Harum. Harum 0 for 1. He flew out to right in his first plate appearance in the first, batting .274 on the season. Excuse me, .250 for Dalton Harum with 10 RBIs. Dimensions here at the ballpark: 325 down the or 335 down the left field line, 406 straightaway center, 325 to right. This pitch is a strike call, and looking at a snap throw down to first was Danny Martin, but he'll hold on to it, and the count 0-2 on Dalton Harum. The lefty Galvano swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Meanwhile, down to second goes Johnny Sage on a wild pitch, but that is strikeout for Galvano. One out here in the inning, and a runner down to second in scoring position for first baseman Blake Klassen. Good to hear that the Klassen clan is watching us on our Facebook feed right now. A chance to pick up an RBI. Wenatchee leads it 3-2. Back and forth ball game here tonight. Wenatchee up 2-0 early, then gave up 2 in the top half of this inning, but have come right back to regain the lead. Bouncing in, pitch goes all the way to the backstop, and easily down to third base goes Johnny Sage. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wild pitches here by Cole Galvano. Getting some encouragement hollered from the first base dugout is Galvano with a count 1-0 on Blake Clausen. Another wild pitch here would score another run. Pitch to the plate is low for ball 2. Clausen got aboard on a walk on 4 pitches in the first. Man wearing number 25 on his jersey back in the left-handed batter's box. And the 2-0 pitch to him is across for a strike on a fastball. 2-1 now, the count to Blake Clausen. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Life Channel on Marco Gonzalez bobblehead night tonight, presented by IBEW Local 191. This pitch bounces in. Nice stop by the catcher. Danny Martin, boy, he's had his work cut out for him here in this frame with Cole Galvano on the mound. 3-1 to count to Clausen. Good stop by Martin, kept the runner at third from scoring. The second run via a wild pitch here in this inning. 3-2 Wenatchee on top. 3-1 to count to Clausen. And again, Galvano set at the waist. Pitch is bouncing in again. Another big stop by Martin as the backstop. It's a walk, give it up to Clausen.
Now got it. Shortstop.
So runners at the corners for Wenatchee with just 1 down. And I don't think we're going to get another batter faced by Cole Galvano as they will make a change here. Cody Darcy due up next for the AppleSox. They've had some bodies warming up down in the dugout or in the bullpen, and we will see a pitching change. So with the change being made, we'll take this time out. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel. Wenatchee up 3-2, still batting here in the bottom of the third. We're back after this.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
What's your automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
New pitcher in the ball game here for Bellingham is Jimmy Chatfield. He's a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore from Yale. Originally from San Diego, California. So Chatfield will take over. At least that's what the roster tells me. I'm going to go with the roster. I don't know if... Do they list pitchers here? They do. And Chatfield is one of the relief pitchers. They list him as a right-hander. See, the coaching staff for Bellingham, when they filled out their lineup card tonight, didn't put any numbers on the names. So that makes it a little difficult for us. Cody Darcy will step up here with runners on the corners for Wenatchee. Only 1 out and 1 in. AppleSox trying to add to their 3-2 lead here. We'll get you a look at some of the other scores happening around the West Coast League coming up. We also understand that the military team the AppleSox will face on Monday, there's several of the players that are here right now in the ballpark. So welcome to the U.S. Military All-Stars. A swing and a miss by Darcy on the first pitch from Chatfield, and the count 0-1 on Cody. Cody flew out to right in his first at bat. 0 for 1 on the night. Chance to pick up at least an RBI here. This pitch is missing low for ball 1, 1-1. Ball kind of got away for a moment from Danny Martin, the catcher, but not far enough for Klassen to move from first to second. Klassen at first, Sage at third for Wenatchee. And the 1-1 pitch by Chatfield, fastball missing just low for ball 2. 2-1 our count here. We'll take a look at the scoreboard of the West Coast League here in just a moment. This pitch misses again for a ball. Well, he's not missing by much. 3-1 to count. And let's see if we can get the whole West Coast scoreboard here. Only got. And strike 2 is called, and not liking that one is Cody Darcy. Has a couple words with the home plate umpire. That pitch looked way out of the realm, but called a strike by our home plate umpire, Brandon Hargis. Now he gets ball 4, and the bases are juiced for Wenatchee for Brett Gillis. Klassen goes down to second base. Darcy aboard at first, and Wenatchee really has a chance to open this game up here, leading at 3-2. Let's see what scores we have so far. Bottom of the 5th inning in Yakima. The Pippins are leading the Port Angeles Lefties 2-0 in that one. Ridgefield over Cowlitz 4-2, and that one's in the bottom of the 4th. Bend leading Victoria tonight at Vince Guinness Stadium. That's in the top of the 4th. 2-1 to score in that one. 1-0 the count to Brett Gillis. This pitch is in there for a strike at a count even at 1 ball and 1 strike to the Sox third baseman. Brett led off with a walk in the second, eventually scored. Wenatchee's second run. This pitch swung on and fouled away on the first base side, down to play, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. AppleSox baseball here on the NCW Life Channel. Brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. They service all brands of commercial residential HVAC systems. Call 509-884-6444 for more information. 1-2 to count on Brett Gillis with the bases jammed. And the pitch swung on and fouled off the catcher, and he stays alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he began on what looked to be a strikeout by Ryan Altenberger, but the ball got away from the catcher. His throw down to first base a little high, and it Derek Marshall off the bag on an appeal. The Sox right fielder was safe on the play. This is a strikeout looking for Brett Gillis, and now 2 down for Wenatchee, so they'll have to earn it with 2 outs as catcher Dylan McPhillips will come up. So Altenberger was safe. He moved to second on a wild pitch, third on a wild pitch, and scored on a wild pitch. Johnny Sage then walked. Strikeout to Harum, walked to Klassen, walked to Darcy to load him up. Now a strikeout looking to Gillis. And McPhillips will try to extend it here. First pitch is in for a strike, and the count 0-1 as Jimmy Chatfield has come in relief of Cole Galvano, who could only get 1 out on a strikeout. Third batter faced by Chatfield in relief. This pitch swung on and lifted to the right side. Back goes the right fielder, and he will make the catch for the out, and that will retire the side. Wenatchee gets a run without the benefit of a base hit, and we will head to the 4th inning of play. Wenatchee leads Bellingham 3-2. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros, an expert with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Here we go to the 4th inning of play tonight, with Wenatchee leading at 3-2 on what has become a blustery night here at the ballpark. Cole Hinkleman, Derek Marshall, and Troy Viola due up here for Bellingham in their part of the 4th, as Owen Leonard continues to toss on the mound here for the Wenatchee AppleSox. Bellingham, 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 3 runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Wenatchee. Kind of a strange line score here tonight, as we've had a lot of wild pitches, a few hit batsmen, a few walks, and a partridge in a pear tree. No, not really. Although if you want to see a partridge in a pear tree, maybe head to Cashmere. First pitch here bounces into Cole Hinkleman, that is. 1-0 the count. Cole is 0 for 1. He struck out looking back in the first. One of 4 strikeouts in a row by Owen Leonard. Hasn't had strikeouts since. This pitch swung on, and a seeing eye single will get the gap between first and second. Then the right fielder bobbles the ball, and Altenberger can't field it cleanly, and an error for Wenatchee. So base hit and an E9 puts the runner at second base, and a runner in scoring position. That represents the tying run out there at second base. And that'll bring out first baseman Derek Marshall. Well struck ball to right field. Altenberger just misplayed it out there. And that'll bring up Derek Marshall, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking back in his first plate appearance in the second. Curveball here is a strike call. Boy, that looked low. And the count 0-1. High clouds moving in from the west here this afternoon, with the winds blowing that way as well from the west. Nice night for baseball, really. The 0-1 pitch swung on, and a fly ball lifted in the jet stream to right field. Altenberger going back, and Bellingham has taken the lead on a 2-run home run to right field by Derek Marshall. Second home run of the game here for Bellingham, both of them going out to right field. So that, with the error on Altenberger, really doesn't matter then with the home run, because whether Hinkleman was at first or second, he's going to score on the home run to right field. So just like that, Bellingham claims its first lead of the series as they lead at 4-3. And that'll bring up third baseman Troy Viola. Viola's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch to him is a curve, missing low for ball 1. Wenatchee has a reliever warming up down in the bullpen. Pitch here, fastball swung on, and that's going to get down for extra bases as well, all the way to the fence. Browning first, heading for second, and will he take the turn there? No, he will not, but Viola in with a double, and suddenly batting practice here for Bellingham off of Owen Leonard. So 2 runs are in, 3 hits in the inning. In the inning, Bellingham is a triple shy of the cycle as a team, and that'll bring up catcher Danny Martin. Alex Jamal is warming up down in the bullpen for Wenatchee, if my roster is correct here. A single by Cole Hinkleman. A home run by Derek Marshall. Now a double by Troy Viola, and this pitch to Danny Martin is taken for a ball. 1-0 the count. So the right-hander warming up down in the bullpen. If you're an AppleSox fan, probably can't get warm fast enough. 1-0 the count to Martin. The pitch to the plate is confusing Martin. He backed away, and it was inside for ball 2. You hear the wind in our microphones here tonight. Just enough to affect the flight of the ball. This pitch swung on a miss on a curveball, and the count goes to 2-1. We saw that earlier when Leonard was having some troubles locating, went to his off-speed stuff. Now we see it on that pitch there. 2-1 the count to Martin with a runner at second base. 2 runs are in. Bellingham up 4-3. Curveball in there for a strike again, and the count even to Martin at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the catcher for Bellingham didn't like that call by the home plate umpire. So 2-2 the count with Viola out at second base. And Owen Leonard's pitch to the plate swung on a chop back over the second base bag into center field. That's going to no, I thought maybe it would score a run, but the ball gathered quickly out there by Dalton Harum. And they're going to hold up Viola at third base, and why not? You only got one out in the inning, or no outs in the inning. And that'll bring up second baseman Jake Gentry, who hit a home run to start off the third inning. And I don't think we're going to get another batter faced by Owen Leonard here in this one. As Kyle Crustangel heads out to the mound, he will grab the baseball, pat Owen Leonard on the hindside, and that will be the night here for Owen Leonard. As the new pitcher comes in for the bullpen, we will take a 60-second break and come back. 4-3 Bellingham on top and still batting here in the fourth with nobody out and 2 aboard. We'll tell you who the new pitcher is coming up next here. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCW Live Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
Well, if you haven't been out to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium in a while to watch an AppleSox game, you got to be sure and stop by the concession stand and get yourself one of these great hot dogs. Looks like a brat to me with some onions and mustard on there. That sounds good. I think that's going to Tucker in the truck, who can do that. We can't, however, or at least I can't, because I got a mouthful of words instead of a mouthful of food. And those words will be to tell you about Alex Jamal, who's the new pitcher here for the AppleSox. He'll take over for Owen Leonard, who goes 3+. Right now has allowed the 4 spot on the board, but responsible for the runners on the corners, as Alex Jamal will take over. A 5'11", 190-pounder out of the Seattle University from Mission Viejo, California. Right-hander. Working from the stretch, first pitch is a fastball, strike called on the outside corner, 0-1 to Jake Gentry. Gentry, that's the only second pitch he's seen in this ball game. The first one, he took over the right field wall on a home run to lead off the third. Bellingham has scored 2 here in the fourth. He lead at 4-3. The pitch by Jamal swung on and hit down the left field line. Fair ball, and it's going to go all the way to the bullpen. That's going to score 1 at least, and they're going to hold the runner at third base on an RBI double by Jake Gentry. Opposite field, a little squeaker down the line, but that'll work to score Viola on the play. Martin ends up over at third base. And still nobody out, and Bellingham still batting here in the fourth. Back to the top of the order for center fielder Guthrie Morrison. Morrison hit by a pitch tonight and walked and scored on an error in the third. So still looking for an official at-bat here tonight. Runners at second and third, still nobody out. This pitch swung on and hit in the air to right center. See what the wind does with that one. Center fielder Dalton Harum will collect it. Runner from third will tag and will score easily. And now it is a 6-3 lead for Bellingham. Sacrifice fly and an RBI, F8 for the out. That's the first out of the inning for Wenatchee. As Danny Martin scores from third base on the play. Down to third from second goes Jake Gentry. And with 1 out, that brings up shortstop Colin Burns. Burns 0 for 1, had a sacrifice bunt in the first and flew out to center in the third. Bellingham would love to get a fly ball here. This what swung on and hit back to the pitcher. Backhanding the ball nicely is Jamal, and he'll throw out the runner at first base. 1-3 on the putout. Nice job fielding his position there. Skies up with the glove across his body, able to nab that baseball and take a look at the runner at third in the process. So 2 down now for Bellingham as they bring their 8th man to the plate in right fielder Jordan Voyevich. Voyevich is 1 for 1 with an RBI single in the third. He also walked in the first. And the pitch to him is a fastball called strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Voyevich. 6-3 Bellingham with a 4 spot here in the fourth. The AppleSox trying to hold it to just that. Jamal ready. The 0-1 pitch is a curveball. Missing low for ball 1. 1-1 to count. We'll be back here again a couple of Saturdays from now with the Portland Pickles in town here on the NCW Life Channel. This pitch is strike 2 called on the outside corner. So Voyevich didn't quite see it that way. Backs out of the batter's box. Adjusts his helmet and his gloves. Will step back in the left-handed batter's box. And Alex Jamal trying to shut things down here. Checks the runner at second. The 1-2 pitch on the way to the plate. Strike 3 called and gone looking is Voyevich for the final out. But Bellingham does the damage. Highlighted by a 2-run home run by Derek Marshall. 4 runs in the inning. Bellingham leads at 6-3. And we'll be back with more from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as the fans here get Sox thrown their way with 5 strikeouts hung up on the line. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Live Channel. We're back right after this.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
There we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and I've got a guest color commentator joining me here. Coyote is with me now. Now, Coyote, are you enjoying the game here tonight? Yes, good so far. We don't like the score. What just happened? No, I know. We gotta come back here. AppleSox trail at 6-3, and the first pitch here is through for a base hit, so that'll start things off nicely. As Hereda will have now, Coyote, do you have a different dance for every kind of a hit? Do you have a different dance for a home run? Okay, all right, so that's a single, okay, and then a double, okay. How about a triple, okay, and what about a home run? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, yeah. So we got all of that happening. Good to have the Coyote official mascot, who had his bobblehead night here just the other night. For the first time. The AppleSox had bobblehead night here earlier this week. Cody Colden steps in now for Wenatchee with a runner at first who almost got picked off there, but Jimmy Chatfield's toss over there a little bit slow. As we have a runner aboard for the AppleSox as they start off here in the 4th inning. I know I need a little rub down. Thank you, Coyote. I appreciate that. As the next pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count. And Cody Colden, the AppleSox second baseman, up there with the Sox trailing it here 6-3, but trying to come right back again. This pitch swung on, lifted into shallow right center field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Gets off the glove of the right fielder, and everybody will advance 90 feet. Head first slide safely at the bag at second is Cody Colden. A base hit and an error on the center fielder will get Wenatchee with runners at second and third and nobody out. So an error on the right fielder is the second error of the ball game here against Bellingham. That'll bring up Ryan Altenberger. Altenberger looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 2 officially, did score a run. The pitch to him here is across but inside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. So Wenatchee, one thing they've shown here in the last few weeks is the ability to come right back. If they give up something, they get it right back. Fastball here is across the knees for a strike, and the count 1-1. As Wenatchee's 14-17 overall, 2-2 in the second half of the season. And a pitch swung on and missed by Altenberger. He's behind in the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. Hereda at third, got aboard on a leadoff opposite way base hit, and then Colden with a base hit to center, and a error by the right fielder got off of his glove. That puts runners at second and third. And the pitch to the plate fouled off on the third base side, and the count goes to 1-2 on Ryan Altenberger. Nice to get a visit from the Coyote, official mascot of the AppleSox here tonight. And our broadcast location, our precarious perch above the third base dugout. Chatfield. Oh, yeah, got a nice picture of Coyote giving me a little rub down there. 1-2 the count to Altenberger. And here comes the pitch swung on. That's going to get out for a base hit. Score 1 at least. They're going to send the runner from second. He's around third, heading home, and a 2-run single for Ryan Altenberger, and it's a 6-5 ball game. Scoring easily was Hereda from third base. No doubt from Kyle Crustangel to send Cody Colden around third from second to score. Give 2 RBIs to Altenberger on his first hit of the series. That'll bring up left fielder Johnny Sage. And just like that, Wenatchee has come right back and cut the lead to 1 after giving up a 4 spot in the top of this 4th inning. Little meeting on the mound here to try to settle Jimmy Chatfield down. Bellingham has bodies moving down in the bullpen area, nobody really warming up, if you will. A right-hander kind of throwing down there, sort of. That gives it away to you. So Johnny Sage steps up, looking for his first hit. He got aboard on an error and walked. First pitch is no. Check swing. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Sage got aboard on an error on the second baseman in the first and walked in the third. The pitch to him here swung on, popped up, foul, and out of play, and the count even to Sage at 1-1. AppleSox Baseball on NCW Live brought to you by BioSports Physical Therapy, providing the best environment, most qualified, experienced therapists in North Central Washington. You have the right to select your healthcare team. Why wouldn't you choose the best? Choose BioSports. 1-1 count, and the pitch is high, missing for ball 2. 2-1. I was talking about the fact we'll be here a couple of weeks from now, July 27th, against the Portland Pickles. We'll have that game live on the NCW Live channel, so be sure and watch that one here. This pitch is fouled off by Sage, so the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bobblehead night presented by IBEW Local 191. Serving Mount Vernon, Bellingham, Wenatchee. IBEW sponsoring the whole night tonight. This pitch swung on a foul up the first baseline. Will stay foul. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talking with Marco Gonzalez about his bobblehead here before the ball game earlier today while he was in Anaheim with the Seattle Mariners. And he said he was really impressed. He thought that the bobblehead resembled him quite a bit. He was kind of surprised. Pitch here misses for ball 3. 3-2 to Johnny Sage. By the way, nobody out in the inning for Wenatchee, with 2 runs already plated here. Altenberger at first base, and a full count to Johnny Sage. The pitch to the plate is oh my, I thought that was going to be strike 3. No, apparently low and outside for ball 4. So Wenatchee with runners at first and second, and that'll bring up center fielder Dalton Harrop. And now we're going to get some movement out of the Bells dugout to head down towards the bullpen area and maybe get somebody warming up as Harem steps up. Dalton's 0 for 2. He flew out to right in the first and struck out swinging in the third. Marion just took a picture of, we'll have to share that on our Facebook page. Took a picture of the bobblehead next to Marco Gonzalez's photo that's in the program here. And it does look a lot like him. This pitch is in the dirt, goes away from the catcher. Runner's going to move up 90 feet. Wild pitch. Boy, there's been a lot of those here in this game tonight on both sides. Ball 1 to Dalton Harem. Nobody out. Wenatchee a chance to have a huge inning here after Bellingham scored 4 in the top half of the fourth. Now Wenatchee with 2 in this half of the fourth and still working with runners in scoring position. And the 1-0 pitch to Harem is across for a strike in the count, even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Did you put it on my Facebook page or no, put it on the NCW Life Facebook page. There you go. So Marion will post that picture of the bobblehead and the Marco Gonzalez photo side by side. We'll put it up on our Facebook page. You'll be able to see that. This pitch is in for a strike, and the count now in favor of Chatfield at 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dalton Harem. Ball to the outfield gets another run, and we have a tie game. It's pretty simple, but when you have a round ball coming out a round bat, it's never as simple as it seems. Chatfield ready, and the right-hander's delivery to the plate swung on, and a fly ball hit the right center field. That's going to be dropped. Run scores. We're tied at 6. That was a long run for Jordan Vujovic out there, and it looked like he had it corralled, but it just came out. They're going to be charged on the right fielder. That allows Altenberger to score. Had he caught the ball, Altenberger was going to score anyway because he was tagging easily from third base on the play. Johnny Sage moves down to third base on the drop ball. And now we're going to get another pitching change, it would seem. We'll see what manager for Bellingham wants to say here, Bob Miller. Although they don't call them managers at this level, they call them head coaches. So I got to keep that straight. But Bob Miller out there on the mound talking with Jimmy Chatfield saying, hey, look, you know, we got you a lead and now you just gave it right back. You got guys that are going to try to battle for you behind you. Now that, you know, that's a gaff out there in right field, but that guy would have scored anyway. So forget about that. Let's get back and pitch. Blake Klassen, meanwhile, will step up, who's walked a couple of times here in this ball game. Get an update here on the out-of-town scoreboard.
First baseman, Blake Klassen.
Yakima Valley now on top of Port Angeles at Yakima County Stadium tonight. The top of 7-0 in that one. Ridgefield, close one now with Cowlitz. It's 4-3. Raptors on top. This fastball taken for a strike to Blake Klassen. 0-1 to count to Klassen. With runners on the corners and still nobody out for Wenatchee with 3 runs in and still working. Toss over to the bag at first is not in time. As back easily was Dalton Harem over there. 0-1 count to Blake Klassen. Again, a toss over to the bag at first, and maybe some stalling tactics. They got a right-hander warming up down to the bullpen. That looks like it's Charlie Updegrave warming up down to the bullpen here for the Bells. And now a demonstrative step off. The fans here at Paul Thomas wanted a balk, but he hadn't come set at the waist yet, so you can't call that a balk. 0-1 the count to the pitch to the plate is strike 2 called, and now ahead in the count is Chatfield to Blake Klassen. Again, just as we talked about with Dalton Harem at the plate, all you need is a fly ball to the outfield with a runner at third base. The 0-2 pitch to the plate swung on and fouled back, and the count stays at 0-2. AppleSox Baseball brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, your local North Central Washington pest control experts, serving Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Quincy, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and everyone in between. Call 509-797-0090 for pest control with Harvest Valley. The 0-2 pitch again, swung on a chop back over the mound, double play opportunity. They'll flip it to second for one. The relay to first is not in time. Wow, I didn't think they got him in time, but a run does score, and Wenatchee takes a 7-6 lead on the double play. 4-6-3 on the double play. Sage comes home from third base. So Wenatchee gives up 4 and then takes 4 right back and lead it 7-6. That'll bring up Cody Darcy, who's 0 for 1. Curveball in for a strike here. The count 0-1 on Cody. Flew out to right back of the first and walked in the third. Chatfield's wind to delivery on the 0-1, bounces in and gets away from the catcher, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Catch up to date on some other scores. Other score we have here, Bend on top of Victoria in the top of the 5th inning by a score of 3-1 in that one across the West Coast League. Strike 2 called by the home plate umpire on Darcy here, so he's behind the count to the ball and 2 strikes. Kind of an ugly line score here. 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Bellingham. This pitch misses high for ball 2, 2-2 the count. Wenatchee 7 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Ton of wild pitches here tonight. Few hit batsmen. This pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We were here just about a month ago, so it would make sense that we had a full moon that night and nearly a full moon visible in the skies to the south right now. High pitch here for ball 3, 3-2. A lot of pitches also by Chatfield in this inning as they continue to warm up a right-hander down in the bullpen. Bases are empty for Wenatchee with 4 runs in. They lead at 7-6. This pitch swung on a chop back over the mound to the left to the shortstop. He'll field and throw. Not an easy throw. And he got it in time. 6-3 on the putout. That'll do it for Wenatchee. But the AppleSox get 4 runs on 3 hits. Nobody left. We'll head to the 5th. It's Wenatchee 7, Bellingham 6. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCW Live Channel.
My name is Brian. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Welcome back to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we head to the 5th inning. Basically just a push in the 4th after Wenatchee gave up by 4 spot to Bellingham at the top of the inning. They got it right back at the bottom of the inning. They lead it 7-6 now here over the Bellingham Bells, and new pitcher on the mound for Wenatchee.
Leading off the inning, designated hitter, Jackson Maxwell.
Well, they list it here in the book as Henrik Reinertsen, and I think that's who it is out there on the mound for Wenatchee. Having to depend on multiple sources here to see if this is actually Reinertsen on the mound. I believe it is. The first pitch is a swing and a miss by Jack Machtoff. 0-1 to count. Machtoff will be followed by Hinkleman and Marshall here in the 5th inning for the Bellingham Bells. 7-6 Wenatchee on top. This pitch misses low in the dirt for a ball. And the count goes to 1-1. It is Reinertson, a 6 foot, 180-pound junior out of Pacific. Originally from San Anselmo, California. Swing and a miss by Mactoff here. Mactoff looking for his first hit. He popped foul out to third in the first and hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the third. 1-2 the count to him here. As Reinertson looks in, the right-hander's delivery to the plate is just outside. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Third pitcher of the night here for the AppleSox. Reinertson wearing number 12 on his back. And the 2-2 pitch bounces in for ball 3. This pitch misses low for ball 4, so a leadoff walk given up to Mactoff here, and not what you want to see if you're the AppleSox or the fans here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Get you the numbers on Reinertson here so far this season for Wenatchee. A record of 1-2 with a 3.27 earned run average. He started 5 games. This is his 6th appearance of the season, as the first pitch to Cole Hinkleman is a strike, 0-1 to count. Reinertson, 22 innings pitched, has allowed 19 runs, only 8 of which were earned. He's been the tough luck loser for Wenatchee with some defensive gaps early in the season that really cost him on the mound. This pitch just misses for a ball, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. As Henrik Reinertson takes over. Henrik Reinertsen. This pitch swung on right to the first baseman. Double play chance to second for 1. The relay to first, and Reinertson covering. Can't hang on to the baseball. Well, you can't assume a double play, so it'll be a fielder's choice on Hinkleman. 3-6 on the putout for 1 out. Hinkleman aboard at first, and that'll bring up Derek Marshall. Good job by Reinertson to get over there and cover, but a quickly moving Cole Hinkleman up the first baseline. Got there just as the ball got there, just as Reinertson got there. This pitch is in for a strike to Derek Marshall, and count 0-1. Marshall really queued things up for Bellingham with a 2-run home run over the field, right field fence in the 4th, and a 4-run inning where Bellingham had 4 hits in that frame. The 0-1 pitch here is a little inside, I guess. 1-1 to count to Marshall. According to the stats, that home run for Marshall was just his first of the season. I find that hard to believe. Such a stout fella at 6'2", 230. The pitch is swung on a miss. The throw down to second base is out. Caught stealing is Hinkleman. And strike 2 to Derek Marshall. And give Dylan McPhillips the assist there. 2 down here now for Bellingham, and a 1-2 count to Marshall. And Reinertson still working from the stretch. The pitch swung on and missed, and gone swinging is Marshall, and it turns out to be a 1-2-3 frame for Bellingham. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Wenatchee leads the Bells 7-6. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Really good crowd on hand here for bobblehead night tonight. Marco Gonzalez bobblehead night, presented by IBEW Local 191. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, welcome into Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Brett Gillis, Dylan McPhillips, and Jason Herrera due up here for Wenatchee. As both teams traded 4 spots in the last inning. Bellingham shut down in order in the top of the inning, and Gillis swinging and missing at the first pitch here, trails it 0-1. Jimmy Chatfield kind of settled things down here after a rough go of it in relief in the 4th. This pitch misses for a ball, 1-1 the count, in relief of Cole Galvano, who couldn't get it out in his part of the 4th inning. This pitch taken on a curveball for a strike, and the count of 1-2 on Gillis. He walked and scored in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 3rd. We got timeout called for at home plate, so yeah, everybody takes a breath. Kind of a strange night here weather-wise with high cloud cover, but the cloud's thick enough to kind of blot out any sun. And so it's darker than it would normally be at 8:20 at night. As Gillis fouls the next pitch off, 1-2 to count on Gillis. You can also hear the wind in our microphones here, rattling our paperwork, and a swing and a foul down the right field line out of play. And count stays at a ball and 2 strikes on Brett Gillis. I'm old school. I've got a laptop in front of me here, and it does have the mouse pad on the laptop. This ball chopped off the off of the plate. Third baseman comes in, Viola. He'll field and throw in time for the out. 5-3 on the put out for the first out here in the 5th. That brings up catcher Dylan McPhillips. But I'm so old school, I like to use a mouse instead of the touchpad. So I've got my mouse here, and I even have my NCW Life mouse pad. And I'm just worried that it's going to blow away. So I got to keep my hand on it. First pitch is in for a strike called to Dylan McPhillips, 0-1 to count. Dylan's 0 for 2, popped up to the third baseman in the 2nd, flew out to right in the 3rd. 0-1 pitch here is inside for ball 1-1 to count. We're in the bottom of the 5th, Wenatchee leading at 7-6. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life channel. Thank you, Marion. She put a big old piece of tape on my mouse pad here, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Well, last time we were here, I had my score sheet blow out into the AppleSox dugout twice, and thanks to Rachel, who was able to scamper after it for me. She also was bringing me tons of tape. Swing and a miss here by McPhillips, so he's gone swinging. 2 outs in the 5th for Wenatchee. Brings up designated hitter Jason Herrera.
Now that designated hitter, Jason Herrera.
Appreciate you watching us on TV tonight, as well as on the stream on Facebook, on our website at ncwlife.com. Looking at the comments here. Paul Kuykendall saying, "Go Sox, comeback is underway. Sox, hashtag hot, Sox are hot." That was during that 4-run rally for Wenatchee in the bottom of the 4th inning. Marlo Abrahams Dickerson said, "Oh yeah, baby." I think that's in reference to the AppleSox comeback. 1-2 the count on Herrera here for the AppleSox, who's 1 for 1, walked in the 2nd, base hit, and scored in the 4th. And the 1-2 pitch misses low with a fastball for ball 2, 2-2. Nobody active in the Bellingham bullpen anymore, so pretty much up to Jimmy Chatfield here for a while. Also nothing happening down in the Wenatchee bullpen. 2-2 count. The pitch misses high. Good eye by Herrera. And the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hello to Janice Brown, who's watching us on the stream as well. And this pitch misses for ball 4. So a 2-out walk given up to Jason Herrera. And back to the top of the order for second baseman Cody Colden. Cody's had an active night tonight. A double, hit into a fielder's choice, a single, and he scored twice. So Cody steps up here with 2 outs and 1 aboard for Wenatchee, leading at 7-6. Well, as we've seen in the series so far, and historically looking, it is a toss over to the bag at first. Almost got the runner, Herrera. But we've seen in the past from Bellingham, they have the penchant for the dramatic of coming back late in games. So never over till the final out is in the books. This pitch low for a ball to Cody Colden. And the count 1-0 to the Sox second baseman. Wenatchee again will play tomorrow here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium against the same Bellingham Bells team. Wenatchee hoping to get the win here tonight as a strike is called on Cody Colden, so the count even now to Cody at 1-1. But Wenatchee basically in a playoff mode for the rest of the season. This pitch swung on and chopped over to the left side. Shortstop has it. He'll field and throw, and it's in time to get the out. That'll do it for Wenatchee here in the 5th. They get a runner aboard on a walk. They leave a man. We'll head to the 6th inning of play. 7-6. AppleSox on top of the Bells. You're watching Wenatchee baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
You're watching AppleSox baseball here on the NCW Life Channel tonight. Eric Granstrom with you. We head to the 6th inning of play. Troy Viola, Danny Martin, and Jake Gentry due up here for Bellingham, facing Henrik Reinertsen, third pitcher of the night for Wenatchee. And the first pitch is ripped through the gap between third and short into left field for a base hit. Second hit of the night by Viola. Followed his double and run scored in the 4th with a single to start things off here in the 6th. The Bellingham, as we mentioned, a long way from being done in this one. Bell's always up for the fight. And that'll bring up the catcher, Danny Martin. Martin got a base hit and scored a run in the 4th in that 4-run 4th frame for the Bells. He struck out swinging in the 2nd, so he's 1 for 2 tonight with a runner now at first base. In a 1-run game, we'll see if they maybe have him lay the bunt down. The pitch to the plate, he bunts it. It looked like it skipped twice off the bat. Catcher will field and throw. A beautiful play by Ryan McPhillips from behind the plate. And that's what McPhillips is asking. And here comes Kyle Crustangel out too. If it didn't hit the bat twice, I thought it maybe hit the runner outside the batter's box. And too bad we don't have replay right now here on the NCW Life Channel. Of course, they wouldn't look at it if they were the umpiring crew here at the ballpark. But I think that hit, if it didn't hit the runner, it hit the bat twice. He bunted the ball, started running, and the ball hit the ground and bounced back up. And then it looked like it struck the bat again. Or it maybe have hit the runner. Now, if it hit the batter and he's outside the batter's box, he's out. So we'll see what the call is here. And that means it's a dead ball, and Viola would have to go back to the bag at first with 1 out.
AppleSox pitcher strikes out an opposing batter today. Wave that kitty card to show your AppleSox spirit.
And now they're going to talk to the Bells manager. So this could be a reversal, and that will, I'm sure, draw the ire of Bob Miller. if they're coming over to talk to Bob Miller about this. And what do we got? A foul ball? Foul ball. Kyle Crustangel not happy about the call here. We will get the runner or the batter back to the plate. Danny Martin will come back to the plate. And now Kyle Crustangel wants to come out to the base umpire to plead his case because he was in front of the batter's box as the ball came back up. Now, if he's in the batter's box, and that's what the umpires are discussing here, that they see him as being still in the batter's box, the ball comes up and hits him, then it's a dead ball, foul ball, and no bunt. And the only reason the ball came out in the field of play is because it struck the batter while he was in the batter's box after he bunted the ball. So that means the ball would be foul, and it would be a strike. And we'd reset it here, and I think that's where we're going to be. I don't think Kyle's going to win his argument at all. So the count should be 0-1 on Danny Martin and put Viola back at the bag at first. But the discussion continues here on the field. Now, while that discussion continues, let me remind you, our broadcast brought to you in part by the Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee. Prides itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and an excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today at 665-9529. Also by One Way Construction, founded in 2000. One Way is a premier custom home builder and construction company in Leavenworth, Cashmere, Chelan, Wenatchee, and North Central Washington. Whether your project requires general contracting, framing, concrete, or consulting services, they want to be part of making your vision a reality. They believe that great communication and customer service plays the most important role of a successful construction project. Find them on the web at onewayconstructionnw.com. Well, as I predicted, Kyle Crustangel did not win his argument, but we do have a reset of things. And now the discussion happening over in front of the dugout on the Bellingham side. Meanwhile, the fans here just want to play ball. And so do the players. So Danny Martin will come back to the plate, and it should be 0-1 to count on him. There is not one out, as it says on the scoreboard right now. There we go. So now we are all reset and ready to go, and a runner at first base. And I'll bet he turns the bunt again. And he does. And the pitch is low, and it's ball one. So Martin has the count to even at 1-1 strike to him. Henrik Reinertsen pitching on the mound for Wenatchee. Runner at first, Troy Viola. He represents the tying run in a 7-6 ball game. Pitch to the plate, bunt attempt. He went around, I think. Yes, he did. Now Danny Martin doesn't like that call. He shakes his head in disgust on the appeal to the base umpire. And I don't see where Bob Miller is. Oh, there he is, over to my left. I can imagine his blood is boiling about now. And the 1-2 pitch to the plate, swung on and fouled back, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. So Wenatchee winning last night on a suicide squeeze in the bottom of the ninth, 3-2 that one, and another close one here tonight, 7-6 our score. Wenatchee on top. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runner aboard, nobody out. Pitch swung on and fouled again away on the first base side. The count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. AppleSox Baseball brought to you in part by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and 4-wheel alignment. Online at alignpros.com or at 182 East Bond Avenue. Reinertsen again ready. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and again staying alive is Danny Martin. Talking about the final game of the series tomorrow here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 5:35 start time. That's 5:35 for the AppleSox and the Bells. Will it be Wenatchee going for a sweep, or will it be the rubber match? Ball got off of the glove of the catcher, but the runner at first will hold, and the count goes to 2-2 on Danny Martin. Wenatchee will see the U.S. Military All-Stars Monday night, 6:35, to wrap up this 7-game homestand. Then Wenatchee heads to Kelowna and Bellingham for 6. Then the All-Star break on the 23rd. Not much of a break, just 2 days off. The pitch here is all the way to the backstop, and a wild pitch will put the runner down at second base. So they didn't have to bunt. And the count runs full to Martin at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And maybe that was a pass ball. I think we will call that a pass ball, because it hit McPhillips' glove, didn't hit the dirt, and then just went back to the backstop. So tying run in scoring position, nobody out. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and hit in the air to left field for a base hit. Runner from second will go to third, and the throw gets past the cutoff man, goes all the way home, but everybody will hold pat. So back-to-back base hits here, and runners on the corners for Bellingham. We'll bring up second baseman Jake Gentry, who's had a stellar night so far. A home run, a double, 2 RBIs, a run scored, and now comes up with a chance to tie the game, if not better than. So Jake Gentry steps in. Pitch to him is a fastball in for a strike. 0-1 the count. The best thing that can happen for the AppleSox right now is if Henrik Reinhardsen is somehow able to coax a strikeout, get the first out of the inning, put the double play in effect. Right now the infield looks like they'll give up the run to get the double play. Running from third, fakes a break. The pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 0-2 on Jake Gentry. Fooled him on that one. It was a strike no matter what. He also swung at it. Tried to check the swing, but he went around. 0-2 the count. Big at bat here for Gentry and Reinhardsen. The pitch on the way to the plate is a fastball missing outside for ball 1. Henrik Reinhardsen, man on the mound for the Wenatchee AppleSox, with a 3.27 earned run average in 22 innings pitched this season. Oh my, they didn't miss by much, but apparently a little low, and the count now even to Gentry at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gentry's been attacking early in the counts. He took the leadoff pitch, the first pitch to him in the third, and drilled it over the left right field wall. Here comes the 2-2 delivery to the plate. It bounces in. Nice stop by the catcher, McPhillips. Keep that ball in front of him, and the count now full on Gentry at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, it was full to Danny Martin, and Martin lifted a base hit to left field the opposite way, and now it's full to Gentry. Pitch to the plate is inside and low for ball 4, so now the bases are loaded, and no activity in the bullpen for Wenatchee. So it's up to Henrik Reinhardsen to make it happen here. But the pitching coach for the AppleSox is going to come out and have a word with his right-hander on the mound right now. Tyler Von Dracek comes out of the dugout here for Wenatchee to talk to his man on the mound. AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life Channel, brought to you in part by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from the college. Also by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color FX at 509-470-9586. We'll take a look at the sports schedule here on the NCW Life Channel. We mentioned that a couple of Saturdays from now we'll be back here at Paul Thomas for the Pickles, Portland Pickles, and the Wenatchee AppleSox. Coming up tomorrow, we'll be replaying some spring soccer from the high school season here on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel. Davis and Eastmont boys at 1:30 tomorrow, followed at 7 by Moses Lake and Eastmont boys soccer. And that's from back in April. Coming up this week, we'll replay this game Thursday night, 6:30 on the NCW Life Channel. Walla Walla and Wenatchee AppleSox on Friday, a rebroadcast from June 15th. And we're going to visit the ice next weekend. That's right. It's almost time for another Wenatchee Wild hockey season. And we will be bringing you some of the season's past big game wins at home for the Wenatchee Wild. 0-1 pitch is across for a strike, and a count 0-2, and a nice couple of seeds there thrown by Sox reliever Henrik Reinertsen after the visit on the mound. 0-2 to count to Guthrie Morrison with the bases loaded for Bellingham, trying to get back here as they trail at 7-6. Nobody out in the inning. The 0-2 pitch swung on, and on a hop hits the shortstop. His only play is to first base, and he threw it high, and that will score a run, and we're tied at 7-7. See if they rule that an error or a hit. That was a hard struck ball. Took a hop, came up, and hit the chest of the shortstop, Cody Darcy. And they're going to call that an error on the shortstop. Wow, that's a tough call there. Bases are still loaded, still nobody out as Colin Burns comes up. First pitch to him misses low and away for ball one. 1-0 the count. Burns is 0 for 2. Sack bunt in the first, flew out to center in the third, and grounded back to the pitcher in the fourth. The 1-0 pitch by Reinertsen swung on, and a fly ball to shallow left center. Left fielder over will field and make the throw. The runner from third tags and will go home, and Bellingham has retaken the lead 8-7. So a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Colin Burns as he brings home Danny Martin on the play. Jake Gentry holds up at second base. Guthrie Morrison at first, and that'll bring up right fielder Jordan Vujovic. So only one out in the inning. Runners at first and second. Sox desperately looking for a double play ball by Vujovic. Reinertsen checks the runner at second. The pitch is in there for a strike, and a count 0-1 on Vujovic. He's 1 for 2, walked in the first, had an RBI single in the third, and struck out looking in the fourth to end that frame. Reinertsen chewing mightily on that wad of gum in his mouth right now. The bearded one on the mound for Wenatchee with the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, but did he go around? They appeal, and the umpire says no. And the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike on the 6'1", 190-pound sophomore from Oklahoma. Reinertsen not showing really the effects of the stress of the moment. Agrees with his catcher on the pitch selection, and a broken bat. The ball will be fielded by the first baseman. They'll throw to second. Meanwhile, the pitcher Reinertsen was having to duck for cover from that bat that came swinging out his way, and so he can't get over to field the bag at first on the double play chance. So they only get 1 on the fielder's choice. So fielder's choice 3-6 on the putout. Guthrie Morrison is erased on that one. And down to third goes Jake Gentry. Well, you talk about sawing him off. That was a pitch that sawed him off and cut that bat in half. Mactoff now in for Bellingham, and the first pitch is a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count to Jack Mactoff. He's 0 for 2, popped up in the first, grounded into a double play in the third, and walked in the fifth. Runners on the corners, 8-7. Bellingham plating 2 here in this top half of the 6th inning. The 0-1 pitch, curveball swung on and fouled away on the third base side. The count goes to 0-2. AppleSox baseball brought to you by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians. Celebrating 25 years in the car care business, they speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. 0-2 count, runners on the corners. 2 down now in the inning, and Reinertsen's 0-2 pitch is a fastball high and away for ball 1. Try to get him to chase on that one. Mactoff now with the average at 308 on the season. One of the leading Bellingham Bells, in fact, one of the leading hitters in the West Coast League. The 1-2 pitch, and he was late just trying to defend on that one and able to foul it off barely. The count, a ball and 2 strikes. Well, we had a battle of the ball boys trying to get that ball behind home plate. It looked like Lucas from the AppleSox dugout was able to get there first. 1-2 the count to Mactoff. Again, Reinertson with the pitch. It bounces in. Nice stop by McPhillips. And the count evens now to Mactoff at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Bellingham brought 8 men to the plate in the 4th and scored 4 runs on 4 hits, including a 2-run home run by Derek Marshall. And now have plated 2 more here in the 6th as they have their 7th man to the plate in Jack Mactoff. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and gone is Mactoff, and so are the Bells. But they do get 2 runs on 2 hits in error, and 2 men are left on. We will take a break and come back. To the bottom of the 6th we go. It's Wenatchee trailing now, Bellingham 8-7. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCW Live Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
Here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Wenatchee finds itself on the bottom of the scoreboard again for the 2nd time here. Bellingham plating 2 in the top of the 6th to lead it 8-7 now. As the AppleSox will send Ryan Altenberger, Johnny Sage, and Dalton Harum up here in the 6th inning. Altenberger 1 for 3 in the ball game, and the first pitch to him misses low and away for ball 1. 1-0 the count as Bellingham scampers some bodies down in the bullpen down the right field line to start warming up. A little conversation between Jimmy Chatfield on the mound and Danny Martin at home plate. Wenatchee led early, scoring a run in the 1st and the 2nd to lead it 2-0. Bellingham came back, scored 2 in the 3rd to tie it up. Wenatchee retook the lead with a run in the bottom of the 3rd. This pitch swung on and grounded to the first baseman, and taking it to the bag himself, as he did 3 times last night, 3 unassisted by Derek Marshall. 1 out here in the 6th brings up left fielder Johnny Sage. Bellingham scored 2 in the top of the 3rd to try it. Then Wenatchee came back, scored a run in the bottom of the 3rd to take a 3-2 lead, and then gave up the lead on 4 runs in the 4th, but then came right back and scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th to take the lead at that point 7-6, but then have just surrendered the lead again and now trail it 8-7 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Johnny Sage stepping up. First pitch to him is low. Sage has scored a run, has gotten aboard on an error, and walked twice. The right-hander's delivery to the plate is across but a little high for ball 2. 2-0 the count on Johnny Sage. So back and forth ball game, and you expect it to be competitive. You expect it to be kind of wild. We've had a little bit of everything tonight. A couple of home runs by Bellingham. 6 errors between the 2 clubs. Wenatchee has plated 7 runs only on the benefit of 4 hits here tonight. So yeah, kind of a squirrely one here. 3-0 count to Johnny Sage with 1 out in the 6th. And Chatfield's next delivery is across for a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. Chatfield's done pretty well since he came out of the ball game in the 4th inning in relief. And strike 2 called. Johnny thought maybe ball 4 was coming his way, and it looked like he was going to start to toss the bat away and head down the first baseline, but no. 3-2 count to him. And again, Chatfield ready. The pitch swung on and fouled back. He timed it well, just missed underneath of it, and the count remains at 3-2. See if we can get you a score on what's happening with the Mariners tonight after they were no hit in a landslide last night, 13-0. Strike 3 called. Johnny Sage was tossing the bat, and now he just has been tossed out of the game. Home plate umpire Brandon Hargis did not like being shown up there by Johnny Sage. And now Johnny has been ejected from the ballgame after flinging his bat away. Kyle Crustangel wants to understand why he was ejected from the game. And now Kyle Crustangel has maybe had a belly full of this one as well. And might get himself tossed from this game here tonight. It's been a challenging season for the AppleSox skipper in his 3rd year at Yakima Valley Community College. And the home plate umpire put the mask back on. He wants to end the conversation, but Kyle Crustangel does not want it to end, and now gets a warning from the home plate umpire to head back to his coach's box. But Crustangel, with his hands on his hips midway down between 3rd and home. Fans not too happy about the activities here, but the ejection will hold on Johnny Sage. And 2 outs for the AppleSox here in the 6th. And again, another warning by the home plate umpire Brandon Hargis of Kyle Crustangel, who's finally back in his 3rd base coach's box. And now timeout called for.
He's got to leave the field.
And they're saying that the ejected player, Johnny Sage, needs to be given time to leave the field. So Crustangel using the moment to grandstand a little bit more here in what he feels is a ridiculous moment. But the umpire, we talked about that last night, umpires don't like to be shown up. And when it's a strike, according to the umpire, and the batter tosses his bat like he's heading down to first base on a walk, they don't like that. Curveball here is a called strike, and I kind of want to wonder if the strike zone gets a little bit bigger when you have these kinds of situations go on. The 0-1 pitch to Harum is strike 2 called, and Dalton Harum, the receiving leftovers right now, and that's like a cold fish on a hot July night. 0-2 count to Harum, who's back in and ready. And the pitch to him is swung on and fouled back, and the count stays at 0-2. Well, latest on the Mariner game in Anaheim against the LA Angels, they trail it 6-2 in that one. Angels scoring 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, and 3 more in the 7th as they are in the, it's like the bottom of the 7th right now. Oh, it's 9-2 now as the Angels just scored some more. 1-2 the count on Dalton Harum. The 1-2 pitch swung on and popped up, foul down the right field line. Nobody's going to get to this one. And Harum will stay alive in the batter's box. Cole Calhoun with a home run for the Angels tonight. And gee, I know it's going to surprise you, but Mike Trout has hit a home run, and Albert Pujols has hit a home run. Albert Pujols, is he like 106 years old now? Still playing and doing well for the Angels as they lead the Mariners 9-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch to the plate, swung on and got away from the catcher, but he does tag him, so that'll be it. And we'll hear some more disgruntled voices from the AppleSox fans here as the Sox trail at 8-7 as we're through 6. You're watching Wenatchee Baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Gather behind the first base dugout right now. Kids get a piece of candy donated by Appleton College after singing on the field. A living wage, retirement, benefits, brotherhood.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Catchy and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Well, first pitch of the inning is a ground ball to the left side of the infield. That's where Brett Gillis will gobble it up and throw over to first base and get Cole Hinkleman 5-3 on the putouts as we welcome you back to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium here live on the NCW Life Channel, Channel 12 on LocalTel, Channel 19 on Charter, on the web at ncwlife.com, also streaming live on our Facebook page here tonight. And thanks for watching us. And thanks to Art Checker for watching us and making a moment on our Facebook page. Thank you, Arch. He says, stopped in to post interesting that the TV feed is half a second behind the internet stream. This pitch swung on and hit hard, deep center field. Harem going back, and it is going to bounce once and hit the fence, the Jiffy Lube sign out there. And heading into second base with a one-out double is Derek Marshall. He tattooed that ball. And so Harem aboard with a one-out double. Yeah, Arch, I don't know how that whole stream versus everything else works, but we're just happy that we're on the air. 8-7 our score, Bellingham on top. Eric Grandstrom with you here on the NCW Life Channel. As Torrey Viola steps up, the first pitch to him popped up in the infield, and backing up is Blake Klassen. He'll look up into our darkening sky here in eastern Washington and make the grab for the out. 2 outs for Bellingham here in the 7th. Before we take a break in the 7th, in the middle of the 7th, the fans here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, of course, take to their feet for Take Me Out to the Ball Game when we have the AppleSox Kid Choir, which we're going to show you. They're gathering over behind the Bells dugout right now, getting ready to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game to take us through the tradition. Danny Martin steps in now for Bellingham, and the first pitch to him is in for a strike on the fastball, 0-1. Good night for Martin at the plate. He's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Bellingham 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors. Wenatchee 7 runs, 4 hits, and 3 errors. So the multiple error game coming back to haunt the AppleSox yet again. The pitch to the plate is a little bit low for a ball. 1-1 to count. And hearing the ire from both dugouts on pitches and calls or not calls as this game progresses. The 1-1 pitch by Reinertson swung on and fouled away on the first base side. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Reinertson now working in his 3rd inning of relief for Wenatchee. Gave up a 2 spot in the 6th, and that's the difference in the ball game right now. 8-7 our score with Bellingham on top. Martin back in and ready, and Reinertson checks the runner at second. The 1-2 pitch on the way to the plate, swung on and fisted right to the second baseman, and gathering it up is Cody Colden. And that'll do it here for Bellingham in their half of the 7th. And before we head to our break, let's take you down to the field. We have the AppleSox Kids Choir gathering, and oh, what a crowd it is tonight. All ages welcome out onto the field. They'll get the microphone ready to go. They'll get the AppleSox Coyote out there as the maestro, if you will. And here we go with Take Me Out to the Ball Game and the Kids Choir. great job by the AppleSox Kids Choir as they'll sprint over towards the third base dugout. And we'll get ready for the bottom of the 7th next on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
You're watching AppleSox baseball here on the NCW Life Channel. Eric Grandstrom with you as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Wenatchee with some work to do as they trail it by a score of 8-7 here on a high-scoring night and a weird night. We've had an ejection. We've had some hit batsmen. We've had some wild pitches. We've had a lot of errors. It's been a little strange here tonight. Blake Klassen, Cody Darcy, and Brett Gillis due up here for the AppleSox. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, the umpire is still making notes over on the first base line. I think we might have a new pitcher in the ball game here. I think we do. It's 25 on the mound for Bellingham. So we will get that name for you coming up.
First baseman, Blake Klassen.
Blake Klassen will come up here, as it will be, I think, Justin Armbruster on the mound here for Bellingham now. As the first pitch at the bottom of the 7th is a swing and a miss by Klassen, and the count 0-1. So Jake Armbruster is the new pitcher, 4th of the night here for Bellingham. And a strike to Klassen, 0-2 the count to the Sox first baseman. We'll get you the numbers on Armbruster here. And first we'll have a discussion out on the mound, so that'll, thank you, Catch. That'll give me a chance to get the numbers on Mr. Armbruster. Armbruster on the season is 2-0 with a 3.60 earned run average. He had 20 innings. He's allowed 8 earned runs on 14 hits, 22 strikeouts. Is good enough for second on the team for the Bells. So Justin Armbruster, a 6'3", 230-pound junior out of New Mexico, now on the mound, and the next pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count 0-2 on Blake Klassen. He'll be followed by Cody Darcy and Brett Gillis here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wenatchee trailing it by a score of 8-7, as our AppleSox Coyote mascot is here to try to cheer on the home team. And strike 3 called on the outside corner for Klassen, and gone looking is Blake for the first down here in the 7th. I see somebody posting on Facebook they wish the NCW Life Channel was on DirecTV or on the Dish Network. That would take literally an act of Congress to make that happen. So if you have a local representative, you can write and say, boy, I'd sure like to have the NCW Life Channel on the DirecTV or Dish. An act of Congress would make that happen. Cody Darcy steps up, first pitch to him, grounded to the shortstop, took an awkward bounce and will collide off of Colin Burns' forearm, and aboard safely is Cody Darcy. They're going to call that an error on the shortstop. I don't know. That took an awful bounce to Colin Burns, but the Sox will certainly say thank you for the field bounce there, and they have the tying run aboard. That'll bring up third baseman Brett Gillis. Gillis is 0 for 2 tonight. He walked and scored in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 3rd, and grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. First pitch to Gillis from Armbruster. After a check of the runner is on the way, swung on and fouled away on the first base side. The count 0-1 on Brett Gillis. Well, it's been interesting. I was noting how a few times here in the series in this homestand, Wenatchee has not walked a lot. But tonight they have 5 walks on the base paths. Just aggressive at the plate. This pitch high and inside for a ball. The count evens to Gillis at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wenatchee looking to tie or better as they trail it here 8-7, bottom of the 7th inning. And Coyote is testing the waters here to make sure that my beverage is just water. It is. It's just water, Coyote. I promise. 1-2 the count to Gillis, the third baseman. Coyote's going to finally get out of here. You know, you got to watch that Coyote. They're always up to something. 1-2 the count. Armbruster again, slow delivery work on the mound. This pitch swung out and hit through the gap into left field for a base hit. So Gillis aboard. 2 on for Wenatchee. The tying run now in scoring position. Go-ahead run is on the base paths. That'll bring up catcher Dylan McPhillips. It has been an interesting night all the way around for Wenatchee. We saw an ejection of Johnny Sage on a called strike 3 in the 6th inning. There's been a lot of belly aching about the strike zone by both sides here tonight. McPhillips 0 for 3, steps up with runners at first and second and 1 down. Pitch by Armbruster is a little inside for ball 1. McPhillips popped to third in the 2nd, flew out to right in the 3rd, and struck out swinging in his last plate appearance in the 5th. So 0 for the night so far. Be a golden opportunity to drop one in here. The 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. 2-0 the count to the 667-pound junior from Sacramento State, Dylan McPhillips, looking to make a dent in the Bells defense right here. Batter's pitch coming his way. 2-0 the count. Armbruster taps his left foot several times, finds his placement on the mound, and the pitch to the plate swung on and a high fly ball. Center fielder going back, and gone! 3-run home run for the Wenatchee AppleSox. They lead it 10-8. Dylan McPhillips not only put a dent in the defense, he put a dent in that baseball. Wenatchee's first home run of the night comes in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dylan McPhillips with his first home run of the season at so the right time. 10-8 Wenatchee on top. Darcy scores. Gillis scores. McPhillips scores. And the first pitch to Jason Herrera is in for a strike from Armbruster. The 0-1 pitch is also across the knees for a strike. 0-2. 1 down in the inning. 3 runs are in on the big 3-run home run by Dylan McPhillips. The 0-2 pitch misses away for a ball. 1-2 the count. Cody Colden waiting on deck for Wenatchee. Back and forth seesaw battle all night long. A swing and a miss, and gone is Herrera. 2 down here in the 7th. Wenatchee, let's look down towards the bullpen area and see who they've got warming up here. Doing some long toss for the AppleSox is, well, they've got Hunter Montgomery down there doing long toss. I'm not sure who he's doing long toss with. This pitch swung on and missed by Cody Colden. 0-1 to count to Cody. Cody's 2 for 4 on the night with a couple of runs scored, a double, a single. He's also hit into a fielder's choice to the shortstop and grounded out to third. This pitch is low. Boy, they call that a strike though. 0-2 the count. Brandon Hargis. Oh, it's number 7. There we go. Thank you. Trent Sellers warming up for Wenatchee down to the bullpen. A swing and a miss here, and that's going to do it for Wenatchee, but they get the big 3-run home run from Dylan McPhillips and lead it 10-8 as we head to the 8th inning. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCW Live channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Welcome back once again to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Back and forth battle has gone the Sox way for now anyway. They lead at 10-8 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. And Jake Gentry the ball. 1-0 the count to Jake Gentry, who has made an impressive opening debut this series for the Bellingham Bells with a home run tonight and a double, a run scored and 2 RBIs. 2-0 count to Gentry here, number 9 hitter in the order for Bellingham. As Henrik Reinertsen still continues to toss for Wenatchee. This pitch misses away for ball 3. 3-0 the count. That's not what you want to do after you get the lead back, is get a leadoff man aboard. 3-0 count. Reinertsen's pitch is in there for a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. Guthrie Morrison, Colin Burns also due up here in the 8th for the Bells. Reinertsen ready. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swung on a fly ball to left field. That's going to get down in the gap. Maybe. No, diving catch! Holy cow, what a catch in left field! My goodness gracious. How about that play for the AppleSox? Wow. How about that?
Good job, Dave.
Altenberger with the play in left. 1 out. I thought sure, especially with the wind blowing, that ball was going to get in the gap and go all the way to the fence, but somehow Ryan Altenberger is able to track it down in left field. Of course, he's in there because Johnny Sage was ejected from the game, our starting left fielder. But what a play in left by Ryan Altenberger. Had a couple of those web gems last night in order for Wenatchee to come back and win it 3-2. They lead it 10-8 here. And the count is 1-0 on Guthrie Morrison. This pitch is in there for a strike, and the count evens now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Guthrie Morrison is well, still looking for his first official plate appearance. Was hit by a pitch, got aboard on a walk, and a sacrifice fly for an RBI, got aboard on an error in the 6th. This pitch misses for a ball. 2-1. You hear the ire from the home fans here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Morrison back, and the pitch by Reinertsen is in there for a strike, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. AppleSox Baseball brought to you by Global Car Care. Quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. 2-2 pitch by Reinertsen with 1 down is swung on, and a fly ball to shallow left field, and coming in, Altenberger will make the catch. 2 down in the 8th inning, brings up the shortstop Colin Burns. AppleSox Baseball also brought to you by One Way Construction, a premier custom home builder and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Two down in the 8th. Brings up Colin Burns. A couple of sacrifices in the game so far for Mr. Burns. He's also flown out to center and chopped one back to the mound. 1-0 the count to him, and Reinertson's pitch swung on, and a hard hit ball past the diving second baseman. Nice attempt by Cody Colden out there, but the ball goes into right center field for a base hit. So 2-out single by Colin Burns. That'll bring up right fielder Jordan Voyevich. Voyevich is 1 for the game so far. He's 1 for 3 officially with a base hit and an RBI. He's also struck out looking, hit into a fielder's choice, and walked. So 1 on, 2 down, tying run at the plate, represented in Jordan Voyevich on a night with the wind blowing out to right field and a left-hander at the plate. The pitch by Reinertson is a fastball, a little bit low for ball 1. 75 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley right now. At least that's the temperature up at the airport. Gorgeous night for baseball. The 0-1 or 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, we'll be back here with the Portland Pickles in town on July 27th. That's Saturday. Hopefully you'll join us on the NCW Life channel on our broadcast here on our little local TV station. The 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. So the count in favor of Reinertson now, the ball and 2 strikes. Henrik stands to win this one if the AppleSox could hang on. The runner from first goes. The pitch is in there for strike 3 called, and gone looking is Jordan Voyevich. Big strikeout for Henrik Reinertson, and he'll be greeted by his teammates with high fives all around as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 10-8 Wenatchee on top. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCW Life channel.
Choose the Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
First pitch was in for a strike to Ryan Altenberger to start off this bottom of the 8th inning. Next pitch misses outside and high from Armbruster, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Bellingham Bells. We're in Wenatchee, Washington, with the AppleSox leading at 10-8. And this pitch is in for a strike, so the count even now to Altenberger at 2-2. Altenberger now the left fielder for Wenatchee. Started the game in right field, but moved to left with the departure of Johnny Sage. This pitch swung on and fouled back. Staying alive is Ryan Altenberger. Tyler Detloff came in and moved into right field, and he will be the man batting next for Sage. Swing, and the ball came out of the glove of the catcher, so staying alive is Altenberger on what is a foul tip according to the home plate umpire. Looking for decreasing clouds tomorrow about game time. Should be a beautiful night tomorrow night here for baseball again. 5:35 start time tomorrow with the final of this series. Swing and a miss by Altenberger. 1 out here for the AppleSox in the 8th, and that'll bring up Tyler Detloff.
Now batting, right fielder Tyler Detloff.
Johnny Sage was ejected from the ball game because apparently he showed up the home plate umpire on a strike 3 called, where he flipped the bats and started to run down to first base. And umpire felt he was being shown up in that situation. 0-1 to count as Detloff takes the first pitch for a strike, and so Detloff had to be brought in defensively in right field. This pitch swung on and hit the light stanchion, ricochets back down and almost clanks somebody on the head in the front row. Goodness. 0-2 the count to Detloff. Tyler Detloff batting 188 on the season for Wenatchee. Takes the next pitch for a ball. 1-2 the count to Tyler. Detloff, a 6'1", 180-pounder out of Montana State Billings, swings and misses here. So Armbruster, after he gave up a 3-run home run in the 7th, has settled down to strike out 4 in a row, make that 5 in a row, and that'll bring up center fielder Dalton Harum. Harum looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0-for, flew out to right in the first, struck out in the 3rd, got aboard on an error in the 4th, and struck out swinging in the 6th. So a couple of strikeouts tonight for Dalton Harum. Coming in to face Armbruster and takes the first pitch for a ball low. 1-0 the count. Looks like the AppleSox will have Trent Sellers ready to go in the 9th. As we're in the bottom of the 8th, Wenatchee leading at 10-8. Save situation for, we believe, Trent Sellers, but we'll see about that. Pitch by Armbruster on the way, swung on and missed, and the count 1-1 to Dalton Harum. Hefty swing there. AppleSox baseball brought to you in part by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey old-fashioned dining room open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529. Next pitch misses for a ball, and the count runs to 3-1 on Dalton Harum with 2 down here in the 8th inning. 4 strikeouts in a row for Armbruster after giving up the 3-run home run. This pitch is in there for a strike, and the count now full to Dalton Harum at 3 balls and 2 strikes. AppleSox fans hoping the Sox can hang on and close it out here in the 9th inning. 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled away. Staying alive is Harum. AppleSox baseball also brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. They service all brands of commercial and residential HVAC systems. Call 509-884-6444 for more information. We will have a post-game show down on the field. Swing and a miss. And striking out the side is Armbruster, so we will head to the 9th frame. The AppleSox leading at 10-8. Hold on to your hats. We'll have more next on the NCW Life channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Well, here we go to the top of the 9th inning, and it will be Reinertsen getting a chance to finish it himself for the AppleSox. So the first pitch of the inning is in there for a called strike to Jack Machtoff. 0-1 to count to the designated hitter for Bellingham, who's 0 for the night. Struck out in his last plate appearance, and he fouls this one off, and quickly Reinertsen ahead in the count, 0-2. Reinertsen working his 5th inning of relief for Wenatchee. After coming in to start things off in the 5th, has been there ever since for the AppleSox. The 0-2 pitch is high with a fastball for ball 1, 1-2 the count. We'll try to grab for the AppleSox Ryan McPhillips, the catcher, after the ball game on our post-game show here on the NCW Live Channel. I know that our friend Joel Norman also faces a time crunch. His pitch misses for a ball. 2-2 the count, and Joel, I'm sure, would love to talk to Ryan McPhillips as well. So we'll see how we were able to work that out between the two of us. But we'd love to get Ryan on, the hero of the night, with a big 3-run home run in the 7th, his first home run of the season for Wenatchee. That right now stands the difference in this one. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Reinertson. It's a swing and a miss, and he was behind that one. Badly fooled was Maktoff. One down here in the 9th inning for Bellingham.
Now coming to bat, left fielder, Cole.
4th strikeout of the ball game in relief here for Henrik Reinertson. And that'll bring up the left fielder Cole Hinkleman. Hinkleman is 1 for 4 in the ball game. Got a base hit and scored in the 4th. Other than that, a couple of groundouts and a strikeout. And speaking of strikes, strike 1 here. Henrik Reinertson kind of feeling the juice here from a big crowd on bobblehead night. Maybe trying to channel a little Marco Gonzalez in his last inning of work, trying to finish up the job himself. 1-1 the count, and the pitch to the plate is swung on and fouled back at the count, of ball and 2 strikes. Hinkleman 0 for 2 against Reinertson. So Henrik going to be feeling confident right now, ahead in the count to the ball and 2 strikes. Quickly back up on the mound and ready, and the pitch to the plate, curveball, misses just outside of the count, 2-2. One down, top of the 9th inning. Strike 3, Cole Dawn looking is Hinkleman for the 2nd out on the 5th strikeout by Henrik Reinertson. That'll bring up first baseman Derek Marshall. Back and forth ball game. Wenatchee scored first. Bellingham came back, tied it. Wenatchee took the lead, gave it up, got it back, gave it up, got it back on the 3-run home run by McPhillips. Now trying to finish it up. First pitch by Reinertson is a strike called to Derek Marshall. 0-1 the count. Marshall very, very dangerous at the plate. He's got a 2-run home run tonight, a double. He's 2 for 4 with a run scored. The 0-1 pitch is in there for a strike, and boy, you can hear the leather snap of the glove of McPhillips as the home fans start to cheer him on. 0-2 the count. 2 down here, top of the 9th. Wenatchee trying to win yet another series here as they start the stretch to the 2nd half. The 0-2 pitch is a little bit low for a ball, and the count of ball and 2 strikes. Marco Gonzalez, when I talked to him earlier today, said there's nothing like being at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium with a crowd full of people clapping their hands, cheering you on. And here we have it again tonight. And a 1-2 count in a 10-8 ball game. And the windup and delivery by Henrik Reinertson is swung on and lifted in the air to shallow center field. That's going to drop down for a 2-out base hit. Bellingham still with a life as they'll bring the tying run to the plate here in the top of the 9th inning. Derek Marshall with his 3rd hit of the ball game. And now I think we'll get a pinch runner to come in for Marshall at first base. Bells don't have numbers on the front of their uniforms. They have them on the back of their uniforms. And he turned towards our camera for a minute and then turned away. Number 10, yes, Ethan Smith is the pinch runner. So Smith running for Marshall at first. Meanwhile, it's Troy Viola at the plate, and he takes the first pitch low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Trent Sellers again starts to warm up down to the bullpen for Wenatchee. Viola 2 for 4 tonight with a double, 2 runs scored. This pitch swung on a fly ball to right field deep, but back there is the AppleSox right fielder. He makes the catch, and that will do it. The AppleSox win it tonight by a score of 10-9 over the Bellingham Bells, and another grand team win here this evening. 10-8 the final. Wenatchee over Bellingham. Our postgame show comes your way next on the NCW Live Channel.
A key strategic baseball play is the stolen base. Runners try to outscore.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. I do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back here on the postgame show on the NCW Live channel. The AppleSox pull off the win tonight and get a series win, and that's very important. We're going to talk to Kyle Crustangel about that. 10-8 the final, and the hero tonight, Dylan McPhillips, smallest guy on the field, but the biggest hit of the night. How'd that feel?
Oh, it felt pretty good. You know, I've been struggling a little bit on the last few days swinging the bat, and so 2-0 was just looking for a pitch for me to drive, and got the barrel to it, and good things happen when you swing. So.
One thing that I've noticed for you guys, especially in this run of playing better baseball and getting these wins, is that you answer. When you're giving up some runs, you guys answer right back. How huge is that?
That's huge. If you're constantly answering back, your lead's going to still be minimal for the other team if they have it. So if we're constantly answering back, we're still giving them challenges each inning to try and win the game.
Dylan, when the wind's blown out to right here, you know, you got this thin air in Wenatchee. Do you guys think about that? If I get it up in the jet stream, it's got a chance, or do you just try to put the ball in play?
No, I mean, with the wind here, it changes consistently throughout the game, so I'm not always 100% looking at where the wind is or trying to hit it to where the wind favors, kind of just trying to hit it as hard as I can each time and find a hole, hopefully, for the most part.
There was a lot of talk in this game tonight, and it goes back to last night too. Some strike zone issues, we won't talk about that, but I mean, there's a lot of conversations going on. How do you keep it all straight? Because you got to keep things under control there behind home plate.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the calls are pretty clear, the ones that are missed, and you know, I think that they know when they miss those calls too. So me just trying to keep a positive relationship back there with that guy is like my top priority. I don't want to go further into this game, getting deeper into a hole with umpire over something I can't change anymore. So just staying positive with them and keeping a good relationship, but what helps me the best, I think.
Well, congratulations on the big home run tonight, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, Dylan McPhillips, I'm going to let you get to Joel. Maybe he's got to have you upstairs and now talking with Kyle Custangel. Man, a little bit of everything here tonight. Errors and wild pitches and home runs and everything.
It had everything. I'm sure the fans, they really got a treat. Hopefully they bought some popcorn and I sold out up there. But no, it was a game that both teams had a shot several times. It seemed like every time we got put in the hole, the guys answered right away. And, we've known Dylan had some home runs in college, and he was about due, and he got one up to dead center, 406, and never looked back after that. So, yeah, what a ball game, what a series. Now get the brooms out tomorrow and hopefully play for a sweep.
No kidding. You get a situation at home plate where you get a guy ejected, and it's one of those. I guess home plate umpire thinks he's getting shown up on a ball 4, strike 3 type of deal. But now you got to switch things around. You got to move guys out in the outfield, bring somebody in. You get a web gem out in left field. I mean, again, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it was for sure. I think I'm not sure the umpire realized it was ball 4. Johnny's a guy I've coached for a long time. Never talks to umpires, nothing. So I took it out of character. Let the guy know that it was, we had a ball 4, and Johnny always kind of has his signature little bat toss, and it was taken the wrong way. But no, guys had to keep stepping up. Altenberger moves over to left and makes a complete web gem, and you can see how hard the guys want it. The guys know, again, that we got to go through Bellingham if they're going to win the second half, and guys have brought the juice the entire way, and you can see how bad the players want it. So it's cool to see, Dylan hit that ball and see the raw emotion from the guys.
Yeah, and it's true, and it's truthful. And I was saying on the broadcast with Reinerton in and his masterful job in his final 5 innings, bobblehead night for Marco Gonzalez tonight, and maybe he was channeling a little Marco out there on the mound.
He might have been, yeah. Marco would have wanted the ball. I asked him after the 8th, we planned to have him go 3 or 4, and asked him if he wanted the ball, and I won't repeat what he said, but I'm sure like Marco would say, he wanted the baseball for the 9th, and he went out there and did his job and filled it up. So awesome job out of him, and some extended relief tonight.
Well, congratulations on the win. You guys are just playing fun baseball. Win or lose, it's fun to watch, and it shows in the fans that keep coming out to the ballpark.
The fans have been great. We've had a great crowd here the last couple nights, and good to see the Sox, take care of some business. So 3 in a row, I guess, we can finally say here, Sox are hot.
All right, there you go. Hashtag Sox are hot. Kyle, get that sweep tomorrow.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Kyle Custangel coming up on the post-game show as the AppleSox come up with a 10-8 win. We're going to take one quick timeout, and I'll get you some final numbers on this one. It was a lot as the AppleSox get the victory over Bellingham. We'll come back with more on the post-game show next on the NCW Life channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Freedom Mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
One more time around here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as they continue to wrap up the field and blow away the sesame seeds or whatever people were chewing on tonight as the AppleSox chew on the Bellingham Bells and get the win tonight by a final of 10-8. And Henrik Reinertson, the big win on the mound for the AppleSox. He goes 5 innings to get the victory here tonight and concludes it himself. I know that was something that it was obvious he wanted to do that. And how about the one big hit of the night tonight for Dylan McPhillips? A 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th inning sends the home fans home happy as the AppleSox will go for the sweep tomorrow. 5:35 start time. time here against Bellingham, against the Bells at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Thanks to our entire crew for joining us here tonight and helping with the broadcast, from Malcolm Whitehall back in the studios to Tucker Wagner in the van, Dan Kuntz, our line producer here tonight, my wife Marion for helping us out. We got Chelsea Craig, we got Josiah Aguigui, and for yours truly, Eric Grandstrom. We appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Live channel as the AppleSox knock off the Bellingham Pels 10-8 the final. Have a great night, everybody.
You've been watching a special presentation of AppleSox baseball on the NCW Live channel. Today's broadcast has been a service of these fine sponsors: the Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Biosports Physical Therapy, Color FX, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, One Way Construction, and The Windmill. Be sure to tune in for more AppleSox baseball Saturday, July 27th against the Portland Pickles. Thanks for watching this special presentation of the NCW Live channel, your local TV station.